Why pre? Welcome back to Ball Pre TV. And you know it's your boy King again. There at chat the damn thing again, people. And as you can see from the title and the thumbnail, what they have to talk about 10 major takeaways from the Reggae Boyz squad that yesterday is me again. Well, audio, people always now I'm gonna change the audio. Is me always upon the wrong talker phone. That's a talk about and more talk about it. But yeah, people, I pray. Sunday evening is him we didn't do a reaction yesterday, so I'm gonna tell on 10. Almost say 10, it was funny. But when time I go back through press conference and everything will go through 10 major takeaway made up with people. Actually more than 10. But I'm gonna give the 10 major takeaway. More as usual. All three style. Some things we not free. Gonna show you know that with the people. We take a look at time, analyze things, and bring forward some things where I think that you guys would have missed. You get me? I say, and we have a reason about it, people. We have a reason about it. We have a bonfire today, is me because yeah, with the day press conference, and you may give me. I gotta tell you something about the press conference as it relates to my experience at the press conference, people. Is me, when I want to stick around for either one. Is me, but it's a nice people go on, Neil Gold checking in from Shirley. Bernard Dixon, big up yourself. Johnny Powell is in the building and Rusty Clouds is here from early. Big up everybody over there. I check in from Shirley, people. And you don't know, say time we start to think this way where we in a real World Cup fever. And you don't know from winning a World Cup fever, you know what time it is. Is me, you know what
Them
time
for know
it
say the
is.
champion, you know, Sprague Benz represent for the Reggae Boyz, and for know say a big event. In a national stadium, some boy, a little team over there, so them better lay down and play them. I say, gonna we a step out with a big star there, man like, Demari Gray, large up
Timmy,
yourself. You don't know the
large
things there,
yourself.
see it? With them up on a long chat,
Read
you
him up
don't
on
know,
a
say I
long
slap
time.
up them nets like that, you know. Bobby Reed, Water,
Bobby,
man like Damian Lowe, Leon
Yanda,
Bailey, the star, them for know. Ready for them, you know? Them better know. We tell them say them bad team over there, so I'm a bad team over here. So Reggae Boyz we over here, so we not afraid of no one. And anything for happen, I go happen. And if it happen, them fi know say Reggae Boyz we are the champion. And bad team over there, so them on a bad team over here. So Reggae Boyz we over here, so ever ready for the world. Fight you over buckle, any obstacle we tackle. When make we feel threat, no Reggae Boy we score first car. We are not troublemaker, but we are gonna be the fire setter. Any hour that our team prefer. Boy full of words like them on newspaper. Reggae Boyz a gas and the lighter because if why them a look and them a judge Lee and book by the cover because the book name A1 Lover. Well a one thing a team we surely discover say Reggae Boyz, yo, hey, we call hearted and dangerous. Not a team after dark. Reggae Boyz now got just and we have scored first. Merciless and vicious. We now got delay when a goal for bus. Reggae Boyz we call hearted and merciless. Anything we suspect and we not take no check circumspect. Them fi know how we step. We cross any borderline. Reggae Boyz we are up. So next we cripple. Who next we kill? Who next we go lie? Go right them will who next?
Yeah. People, we are get the place active up, you know what I mean? We are active up and you don't know people the national anthem we have to run the national anthem of the Reggae Boyz Yeah. People coming like you know what the national anthem to play, but we have to play the national anthem. And then we'll jump right into it, people. Right into it. But that time again, people. It's that time again. And no matter which song you drop, it doesn't get any better than this, people. Doesn't.
Oh, so rising higher, higher, there's magic everywhere. The expectation of a nation's like music to the air. We're singing a brand new song, marching to a brand new beat. Down the hillside, through the valleys, filling every street. It's time to rise up, stand and take your place. Rise up, shine like the sun. Rise up. Your journey has just begun. Rise up, stand like the parade. Rule your destiny, be the best that you can be. We know we start from the bottom and we reach right over the top. No matter where you do, you know say that we can't stop. We stand up and salute down to the yellow, the green, the black. And make them know say that we want this mystic and that. Yeah, the world is for your taking, and giving up is the only crime. Now written on the pages of history, this is your moment, this is your time. Yeah. Now we know it's not an easy road. Trio club, another road down. You gotta carry the load. Rise up, stand and take your place. Shine like the sun. Your journey has just begun. Rise up, stand like the parade. Rule your destiny, be the best that you can be. There's a winner inside you, just waiting to answer the call.
Answer the call.
Now make your choice.
You've got to follow their star. Believe in who you are.
Stand and take your place. Stand up, 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 stand up.
Journey has just begun. Rise up,
Stand like the parade.
rule your destiny.
Be the best that you can be.
Mercy, mercy. The boy them inna the party. And that is mercy. The boy them inna the party.
Here come the black and the green and the gold. Control. Giving everything we got. Heart.
They keep on putting we to the test bar. Us to fail to bring tremendous success. Therefore, my brethren, we got to do our best. Whether not so this our ways. Yeah.
Rise up, stand and take your place. Shine like the sun. Your journey has just begun. Rise up, stand like the parade. Rule your destiny, be the best that you can be.
Yeah. People, you don't know we have I would say one of the legends of the space, but in always that's me I call everybody legend, but we have a true legend here. And here's why.
Okay. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me in the comment section. Good afternoon, good evening, all depends on where you are in the world. I think something just happened to Mr. Ballpree. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just me. Let me know in the comment section if it's just me. But I think he's temporarily off screen. And he should be back.
Alright, legend, you don't run the place to me, legend. Come like perfect timing. I don't know what's happening on stream here today again. But thanks for people. This is a legend. This is a Talawa, a legend boy, a perfect timing. Talawa, you know them tune, you know them big tune they just play Talawa.
That's one of the best World Cup themes. Well, it wasn't a theme song, but in that category, the best. My favorite. That one and the song that Shakira made. Shakira made a song with I forgot his name now. Kanan, I think his name is.
No, I don't know that song. I don't know that song.
You should for the World Cup in South
Oh,
Africa.
South Africa?
Yeah.
Wait.
Do you remember it?
I think I remember it. If I play it, I'm gonna play it and then I'm gonna jog my memory.
I think it's called Waka Waka, the song.
Oh yeah. That song was playing in dance.
Yes.
That song, and there's another song that was playing in that World Cup, man. What the next song name of the World Cup there? It was next song of the World Cup, the man that was a hit, like it was playing in dance and all.
Yeah, but that's a great song. It's a classic.
It's a classic, yeah. But people, let me do the proper introduction. People, we are here with Talawa TV, Crystal from Talawa TV. People, I would say the one and only dominant female in this Reggae Boyz space. Are you, Crystal? Ever book up on the next female in the Reggae Boyz space? Are you just carrying the
no. Unfortunately, no. I've never. No, never. Which is really weird, but in the comment section, yes, but not on screen. Only in the comments.
It's crazy what people Talawa is always here. Talawa is so consistent. Talawa people quality stuff. Talawa TV. Crystal is here for really give me that strength. It's been a while, Crystal. This been a while coming because I think this supposed to happen like about a year ago. But people timing. I just timing up. You get me? I say, and greatness, you can't rush greatness, Crystal. You can't rush greatness. You know what I mean?
No, it was always going to happen. Like you said, we were supposed to do a collab maybe a year ago, if that. But there's a time and place for everything. Either way, it was always going to happen. We were always going to link up and do a stream.
Yeah, definitely. But Crystal, you know, over here the ball game, you know, the ball pre TV, we have to get the ball rolling. We'll kind of bless the place with the anthem first. And then we're gonna jump right into like what's happening, the topic of the day. I just think major surprises. I don't think it's really I think there's one major surprise, but there's a lot of things. That's why I kind of renamed the video to say 10 major takeaways, because initially, as you know, yesterday when I was supposed to do the video, it was 5 major takeaways, right? So when I went back through the press conference, what I find out is that it was like 10 stuff. I think it's even more than 10 stuff I'm really fine. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go through all of them. So that is why it ended up reach 10 instead of 5. But we're going to blaze through them real quick today. You listen to the press conference as yet?
But flowers to you, like before we like segue and go into the direction of the show, credits to you because, you know, you've been very consistent over the last couple of weeks. I know you have your personal life that you're juggling with, you know, work and family and so on. And I think I speak for us that it's very difficult to juggle personal life, family, and streaming at the same time. So big ups to you for that. And you've been putting in some excellent work. So long may it continue. And also well done for your presser. Yes, was it yesterday? It was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Well done to you for getting out there, and I'm sure it's a case of sometimes it's learning on the job, but you did an incredible job yesterday, so big ups to you for that.
Yeah, man, thanks for the wonderful words. People see it. Every time we have a female on the show, your wonderful words are going today, no people. But this is Crystal for you, and she's gonna Crystal gives everybody them flowers, and thanks so much, Crystal. I try, and as me reason off it, the hair, it's a lot of production. We are trying to increase production a lot. I mean, I talk about it, and people never see what I go on, but Crystal, when she talk to me, she link me and say, yo, big up the work we are doing, and we have to make sure no say yeah. But we are trying to improve production, said way, you see me? So we just work while we are improve production. But thanks much for that, Crystal. And likewise the same, Crystal, as I said, as a female holding it down in other space, it's nothing more than incredible, because it's the reason why you're one of one. You get me? I say it's the reason why you're one of one, Crystal. So me have to detour and send it right back to you and say, yo, great work we put in. And even the other day, like your thing, you know, you diversify your thing, which yet to do. So you don't know, go and burn the torch, Crystal, and as usual, you're here because one, really respect your takes, and sugarcoat your takes. You get me? I say you talk with chest. Even Crystal talk with a lot of chest. When she means something, yeah, I don't know Crystal already, but when I listen to the vibe tonight. But
Oh my God, you're funny. But
and then we have to put some Arsenal to talk about at the back end of the show. But we
do you know
get
what?
there.
You know what, Mr. Bobry? Let me interject. Let me big you up. Now, I'm not going to call no one's name, but my brother, born in Rima, now living in Canada. I'm not going to call no one's name, but I noticed that when their team
Yeah.
lose, if you don't draw them out, they don't do a live stream. But I noticed that you do live streams when Liverpool lose. So big ups to you for that. But I'm not going to call no one's name, you know?
We shall not call a legend name tonight.
We shall not. We shall not.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about some bad game, but let's go right into the 10 takeaways so we can get this out of the way. As I said, you didn't listen to the press conference. Have you listened to the press conference as yet?
I came when I after I finished messaging you, I think I came into the press conference maybe 10 minutes late, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah. So when I sent you the DM, it was literally a couple minutes before the press conference concluded.
Okay. All right, no problem. We're not gonna go through all of it already. People, the press conference is on the channel, even though the audio is very, very low, and people may not know. I'm not gonna tell you what go on with the press conference later after, because what I had to do was screen record the bits that I need and turn up the volume. So some of the volume they might be louder than some, but they tell me if you not hear what go on. So make we jump right into it right away. So the first bit of we call it now, I want to say major takeaway. The first major takeaway is this that we're gonna play right now, and tell me if we can hear well, and let me jump right into it. So run it. So that was the first major takeaway, Crystal. Did you know that Mikel Antonio was training with Brentford?
That's a massive exclusive there. No, I didn't. I wasn't aware of that. I'm not sure how that one slipped the British journalist, but that's a massive takeaway. I don't think we can hear, the guys in the comment section can hear it though.
Not hearing nothing.
Yeah, I can hear it.
You hear it, but they're not hearing it. All right.
No, I couldn't hear it.
To do it. You couldn't hear it?
Mm-mm.
All right, let me load it like this. Then I'm gonna have to load it one by one in StreamYard. Hey, StreamYard is so funny at times, bro. So funny at times, sis. So funny at times. So, all right, let me load it one by one. All right, probably this even works a lot better. Let me close this. Hey, StreamYard is so funny at times. I'm telling you, I don't know.
Very funny. Very funny.
Because a mind of its own. But let it.
Mikel Antonio, who has been training with Brentford, doing very well. Unfortunately, he's pulled the calf and will be 2 or 3 weeks out, but he's still training with Brentford. So hopefully some things will work out with that.
So yeah, you can hear it. You hear it clearly, all right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, so that was a big breaking news. That was literally a breaking news moment live in the press conference. Crystal, I was so shocked. Let me tell you how shocked I was, right?
Yeah.
I had to ask myself, did he make a mistake? Did he just say Mick? Did he meant to say Ethan Pinnock? Like seriously, I was asking myself, did he meant to? Because I heard it now, and I'm like, yo, you sure not Ethan Pinnock you mean? And in mode sleep on me. I said, hold on.
I think we're dealing with some technical issues here, guys. I'm gonna keep an eye on I'm gonna go and check that YouTube channel to see if it's me or try to be a little bit patient with us tonight or this evening for you guys. Let's go ahead and check. Okay,
Yeah, you hear me, Crystal?
yeah, I think I lost you there for a second. Maybe it's
Yeah,
just
yeah. I think it's the laptop and not necessarily my Wi-Fi, but I'm working on it. But yeah, you heard what
okay.
I said about Anthony, right?
Yes, you said you was a little bit shocked. You thought it might have had a slip of the tongue. Maybe it might have been about Ethan Pinnock, but it was about Michael Antonio.
Yeah, so that's the first bit of I would say breaking news that was added. I think the interesting thing about Antonio is that the last time I saw anything Antonio related, because just like what you're saying that how comes the 1 year slip the British media, this is the last time I saw Antonio anywhere. I saw him like doing some punditry for the Champions League press conference. So I'm like, whoa, what Antonio is really doing? I'm not sure what Antonio really or what Antonio really up to, but what
But
do you make of that though?
it's an interesting one. But I think it says. By the way, is my background bothering you by any chance?
My background?
No, my background, is it too loud? Is it bothering you?
No. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, perfect. Okay, if it gets too loud, let me know. It's an
Yeah.
interesting one because I when Mikhail was brought into the last window, my thing was that, you know, of course we now know about the outcome pertaining to West Ham, and you know, and at one point he was changing training with the youth team and so on. But at that time I was saying to myself, it must have, because you know, decisions aren't just made overnight. You must know at some point where this one's going to lead to. So at some point during the summer, I was saying to myself, why didn't Mikhail go and train with the PFA summer training camp? Because we know about the PFA squad, don't we? It's a
Yeah.
squad. It's the second year running. And it's a squad for free agents. And the idea is to put on training camps, you know, and to help you basically find a club, because they have scouts going to the games that they put on and so on. And it's been successful, even for Reggae Boyz themselves. There's been a few success coming out of it. Ravel was part of this year's training squad, and there's been other boys there that former players from the Premier League, Championship, throughout the EFL system that's trained with the PFA and have managed to land successful deals elsewhere. So at one point I was thinking, why didn't Mikhail do something similar? Because training with Brentford now, isn't that something, it's quite similar, isn't it? Except there might be a case of, if he continues to train with Brentford, they might sign him down to a contract. But
Yeah.
could he not have gone and joined the PFA training squad, summer squad, all this time?
Yeah, because I think Ravel did that I think last year. I'm not sure if he did it this year,
He
but
did it this year.
he did it this year as well.
Yeah, he did it this year. I think you're confusing him with Michael Hector. Michael Hector did it last year.
Hector did it last year. Oh, yeah. So we know about that, you know. But here's the thing, Crystal. So I remember doing Reggae Boyz Watch this past week, right? And when I really looked at Michael Antonio, I'm saying that no way Michael Antonio could have made the squad, because yes, the coach could have used that he was playing for the U21 teams in the past. But when I check him stats, he was not even playing for the U21 team. So I didn't even know where he was. So when yesterday, I'm like, yo, that's where the surprise came from. But yeah, he could have done that as well. But who knows? The coach didn't say a trial, because a trial is a trial different from training. So probably it's still a trial and then just a training. But whatever it is, I think the good thing is that Brentford could use another centre forward, because currently they only have Thiago. I think Thiago, the youth that scored last week. I didn't score this week.
For the brace last week.
Yeah, scored a brace, a good goal too. One of them I can't remember. But other than him, they only have Shade. Remember that in recent times they would have lost Tooney the year before, Ivan, and then this past summer they would have lost Mbuemo and Wissa.
Yeah.
So they're really short in that area. So probably they can bring in Antonio, and he's a free agent. Go ahead.
They got Gustavo Nunes as well, the forward. Yeah.
Oh, he is? Yeah, he's not playing that game yet, Christian, man. He played?
They've got a couple options, but I don't really know what they're trying to do, isn't it? But no, you're right. They're definitely short of forward options.
Yeah, definitely. People see that Crystal are reminding them to smash that like button before she join the show. Crystal, I don't know if you would have put us the legendary or the song, you know, because both are on the legendary said we
I
like Crystal.
think it's the song, but big ups to the guys in the comment section.
Yes, yeah, Johnny Paul a big tune not. Conrad Smith a big up Crystal said speed. Ballpree TV, you never know it would be so easy. Hold on. What is that? Fire. Who is this Crystal? Like,
With the legend himself.
Legend afford from under and been the King and Queen Crystal 2 for yeah. Big up Crystal, I getting a lot of big up in the chat. Big up.
Guys, big ups to Conrad. All the guys in the comment section, Mr. Porter, Caribbean River, all the guys.
Boss Thomas the call name Crystal.
No, I can't call names, you know. Danny Dread, pick up yourself.
Yeah, people, it's a big up. So right back to it. So it's a good look. I think it's a positive thing that happened in breaking news. But this was the last time I saw Mikel Antonio.
Because he was appointed by the chairman, the owner. He brought him in, getting rid of Nuno, because he believed he was the right man, I think, and that's mid-season. So I feel they're going to give him extra time to kind of get his philosophy going, get Forest firing. I feel right now they're struggling to get their philosophy, get his tactics across to them. But today I feel it's just more disappointing because it wasn't actually tactics that let them down. It was more just getting ready for the set pieces. Like we said, we knew the threat of Michelin and their set pieces, and that's what let them down today, because the open play, they didn't really create much. So that's why I think he'll be disheartened, because they got damaged by something that they knew was going to get damaged by.
So that was the last time I see anything Mikel Antonio related. That was when Thursday. I think he was talking about the Nottingham Forest game. So I'm like, yo, I saw him Thursday. I see the man here at the punditry. I just think that I don't know. You think that Mikel Antonio should give up on his football dream and just stick to punditry and coaching? What do you think, bro? Or you think that he can juggle both at the moment?
That's the last question is a difficult one to say. Only because I've seen it happen before and it wasn't a fan of it, or there was different circumstances with punditry and being a football coach. So that's different to Mikel, but I think he should go with what the heart desires. I think, for me, I don't know about yourself, but for me, football is therapy. It's, as I always say, it's escapism. We have so many struggles that we deal with in our personal lives that we really do rely heavily on football to kind of take us away from all of our problems. And I imagine for someone like Mikel and maybe other players, but maybe not all, but they treat football the same. Mikel at one point, he said in an interview, maybe some 2+ years back, where he said, and I was taken aback just because of the nature of what we know with the Jamaica Football Federation and all the politics and toxicity. He said, paraphrasing, that he sees the national team as a place of solace. And I thought that was quite powerful. And just because of things like that he has said, I'm assuming for him, football is still a place of solace. And we have to also take into consideration the stuff that he's been through in the last year and counting, and possibly even before then. He's been quite transparent and open pertaining to his, at the time, he was talking about going through a divorce with his missus. And then, of course, we know about what happened towards the end of last year. And then we know about the tragedy, again, that he's had to endure. And it's, again, all personal life related. So I think for him, football is escapism. I can't speak for him, but I am only assuming because he has said the national team is a place of solace. And this is a guy that I am assuming is a millionaire. And if you're saying that coming into the national team is a place of solace, I think that's quite powerful, because he could easily be saying, I'm done with the national team. This was, by the way, an outdated interview, and say, let me go on a trip to Dubai, let me go to Africa, let me go to LA, let my hair down and do whatever, lads holiday. But from the horse's mouth, he said the national team is a place of solace. So again, I think those words are quite powerful. And for that reason, I would say I think it makes sense because of everything that he has been through to keep playing football until he says, okay, you know, enough is enough and I want to move on to the next chapter. And fair play to him. It's if anything, it's good to see someone actively playing at football, actively trying to seek out a plan B, because we don't see that very often. So perhaps punditry is his plan B, and it's good to see that he's trying to juggle both, and best of luck to him.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess the sample size we have seen from he have returned from that accident is so small, because remember that he only had a few minutes playing for Jamaica, and we saw where he scored a goal for the U21 team for West Ham. But you think player wise no, on the field wise no, because here all of that what you're just saying, Christian, I'm agree with it. Because even, I think he even spoke about coming back to play football after that life-threatening injury would have been something that would have motivated him to really pull through. He didn't necessarily say pull through, but probably get back fit quickly, and knowing that he had eyes on going to the World Cup and playing for Jamaica, that would have been one of the things that would have motivated him to really get better quicker than you would expect. Because him really it's a surprise that Mikel Antonio started playing football so quickly, and that's the truth. But you think that you've seen enough to think that he still can add value to a Jamaica Reggae Boyz team on the pitch. That's the part of me I try to get to. You think that Antonio still can add value to the team on the pitch?
I am a firm believer, and some people are not going to like it. I'm a firm believer in rewarding those that deserve to be rewarded, and we can relate that to our personal lives. We probably all have experiences where somebody else is getting the go ahead above us just because they have a connection, or just because they have somebody that's pushing them forward, and you're the better fit and you're the one that's going out there laying down the foundation, but you're still being overlooked. Now, if we look at that with football, again, I am a firm believer in rewarding those who deserve to be rewarded, and I firmly believe in the meritocratic system in the sense that you have to be playing to be given a call up, because people seem to forget that a call up to your national team is a honor and a privilege, and that honor and privilege has to carry zero argument of setting dangerous precedents. So for me, you have to be getting minutes for your clubs. Yes, it's debatable to talk about the accumulation of minutes because context is everything, but you have to be playing. You have to be playing, because if you're not playing and you don't even have a club, it's so humiliating and disrespectful to those who have a club and are performing but are still being overlooked. You know, so you have to be playing, and that could be this. I would have the same feeling if it was Andre Blake or a captain, or a vice captain, Damian Lowe. My stance is still the same. You have to be playing, again within context, you know.
Yeah, definitely. That perfectly said, and I agree 110%. So, and I same sentiment, Mashir. Antonio get a club, so I can see it. The thing is, I can't use past performances alone to judge him, because you want to see the level that he's at. You want to see the fitness. You want to see him touch. We know what the Antonio of old is. We know what Antonio's skill sets are. But you want to see what the player is up to right now. And the only way to see that is by the player playing. So if the player not playing, I don't know how we can judge him. And I'm glad you bring this up, because we have an next player to talk about further in the show.
Yeah.
Similar to this, and it's going to get very interesting. But next topic, next point. So point number 2, takeaway number 2. Ready?
We have Leon Bailey.
Wait, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was going to say something about the culture. Like, when you talk about success, how important is the culture of the team? Of how important is the cultural environment when you're looking at trying to generate success? And I'm asking that because surely there's bound to be players that side-eyeing Mikel, not from a personal level, but from a business level, right? So I'm just looking and thinking, how did you get a call up? You don't even have a club. How are you here? Not just players that's in the dressing room, but players that's watching on from afar. So are you not thinking to yourself that you might just unintentionally create unnecessary tension and a distasteful culture?
Yeah.
And it's inevitable that people are going to say, oh, it's because he's someone that is born within the diaspora. And it's not about it's not about xenophobia here, but it's inevitable that people will harbor those type of questions, and you can't blame them for thinking like that. So again, for me, that's why I said there that I think it sets a dangerous precedent, you know, because you're playing with interfering or tarnishing some culture, and culture is important when you're trying to bring people together. Culture is essential to getting that done.
Yeah, so that's why I can I can say I could have understand the last time he was called up, because at least in that play for the U21s, and again would have seen that other players getting called up by playing Premier League 2. But
yeah,
as I said, when I looked at it now, there's no way it could have been called up. And the coach did the right thing, because again, as you talk about precedents, you have to set a certain precedents, because you can have other people say, but how comes him and do it and me not do it? So you have to set precedents, you have to set standards. So it was good that the coach never called him up this time, but the coach explained why he's not in the squad. But because the coach also see him as a senior figure, the coach see the importance when he bring to the team, and the coach also know that the player wants to be playing, but he may have to explain to we, the fans them, how he might call up a player where literally don't have a club, literally hasn't played in football. So he did the right thing by not calling him up this time, to be honest. But takeaway number 2 real quick, let me see, because we have 10
we have Leon Bailey, who he was desperate to come and help, but unfortunately he's just coming back from his injuries, back on the grass this week, working with the team, and we feel it's best that he focuses on getting fit and getting into Roma's team and being available for the November window.
So I find that very interesting again, because I'm like, Leon Bailey really want to come and help the team. He might come off an injury, but that just show you the passion and desire of some of the players there. But that just show you, if you allow a player to tell you that he's fit in a crystal. Me remember enough, sometimes you have some injury, you know, and my coach could have told some injured before. Come on, go like a player. But I'm like, yo, Leon Bailey really put his name in the. So the coach did the right thing again by saying that, whoa, Leon Bailey didn't want to play, but you have to tell him, say, no, all right, no, because focus on making back in the Roma team and forward November. You know, I think that is the right thing.
That is absolutely the right thing. Is he forgetting that the turf that he's going to be playing on is going to work to his disadvantage as well? It's not. Sometimes you have to save players from themselves. It's nice that the determination is there. And I guess it's for Leon, is probably at this point wanting to answer those critics. But one could argue and say you've had a number of years to provide those answers. You know, I think for him now, the main focus is to make sure that his body is 100% fit, and then look to see when his next call-up's going to be. Don't force it, because you could go out there and aggravate it. And God forbid, if we qualify, or let's say when we qualify, you might just not go to the World Cup, God forbid, because you're forcing things that you don't need to force upon yourself. So I wish him a speedy recovery, but yeah, the right decision was not to have him in the squad, because you're almost handicapping the team and also the player as well.
Yeah, definitely. When I see it, I'm like, yo, I couldn't believe the player really wanted that. But I understand players, and as I said, sometimes the coach, as a coach, you have to save a player from himself, because there's no way. No, I think it was today, I say him father and him agent posted this today, and again, we all know that the agent job is to be an agent, so this wasn't even surprising to see that Craig Butler was posting this today. And I think it's an encrypted message, you know, because we're going to see further on in the show that there's some other encrypted message, but let me just double check if this was today, because I'm pretty sure it was today that I saw this post. And I'm like, yeah, 8 hours ago. So the post said, soon the return of the relentless pursuit of excellence. Leon will soon be back on the pitch, delivering for AS Roma and making Roma reach again to heights no one dreamed possible. I believe and I know my son. Watch, full stop, go get them chips at Leon Bailey. So I'm like, yo, the timing of this. I was like, okay, I just post on Instagram, all right, it was nothing. You get me? I said, but I'm like, all right. The good news is that Bailey is almost back because the coach said, and I think reports from coming out of his club is saying that after the international break, he should be back ready for that game for Roma. So when Mr. Butler posts this, I don't know if you watch the show in the week when I think I brought it up on like a search for Leon Bailey on some websites, and it's saying Leon Bailey Butler. So it seems like there's a change of name there. So
Oh wow.
we all know that he's his adopted son, but it seems like some change of name are going over a few platforms there.
I want. Okay, that's
I mean,
interesting.
yeah. If you check it out, you see Leon Bailey Butler right now. So I don't know if it's an error. I don't know if why them choose to change it. If so, but it started happening now. But again, you would expect the agent and a father for won't really just shout out him son in a moment right now, because I guess just like Junior Fleming did, some players just want to be remembered because out of sight, out of mind, and you don't want to be out of sight, out of mind, and out of everybody's thoughts. So I guess the agent just did what he had to do today. Yeah, and let me say this too. Let me say this part. When I post a video and watch about that video, I'm like, yo, I know that I'm not a man of high fashion, but build them baggy. I mean, I know Crystal at England fashion Crystal. I'm gonna reach as a Crystal. I'm gonna reach this. I'm not judging, but I'm not there as yet. That fashion there bigger than me. It's a Louis bag still.
Fashion. It's football.
Know. But yeah, so it's a cryptic message, and we're gonna see further that why the message is cryptic, because I think that Butler was on a roll today with what he was posting, and I think is a reason why he posted what he posted. But yeah, moving right along, let me load up the next video right away. Where is it? Because I have to be doing this one by one. So this is the next, this is what? The third takeaway. Run it again.
Blake, whose first two games, clean sheets. So that's good to see.
So that's not necessarily news, right? Because we saw that Andre Blake returned, and we saw that him keep, as the coach did say at that time, 2 back-to-back clean sheet, which Andre Blake went on to make it 3 back-to-back clean sheet. But really just take out a part there to highlight this, because Blake and him team finished first in the MLS. They don't know. It was nice for me looking at my captain lift this shield. I'm not sure if you saw it as yet.
Yes, I did.
You see this?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and this is a proud moment for me again. I think Blakey as a legend for Jamaica Reggae Boyz, a legend for his team. Captain of Philadelphia Union, captain of Jamaica. If deserve it, and it would be good for him go all the way and do one better and actually win the whole thing. It would be good for all Blakey versus Inter Miami in the finals, and Blakey come out on top and beat Messi. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think, I always have this positive thing to say about Andre Blake. I think it speaks volumes of who he is as a player, and probably more so in terms of his character, that here is a Jamaican playing in a foreign league, which is quite a diverse league, but nevertheless, it's a foreign league, and he has managed to stay at one club for over a decade. I think that is applaudable. He's what you call a one club man, and nowadays that's such a niche, which is kind of funny. It's like you don't really get one club man no more. Like I, as an Arsenal fan, I've said to people, I'm not going to say Saka is going to play for my club forever, because if those trophies don't come, he might go elsewhere, whether I like it or not. People want to lift trophies at the end of the day. And I think, credits to Andre Blake for being a player to be a one club. He's probably in his mid-30s at the moment. I believe, member says me, well, this would have been his second supporters shield that he would have won in his career. So he has lifted the trophy before, so it didn't come as a surprise that he's lifted it once more. But yeah, very, very delighted to see him coming into camp with a bit of a pep in his step. You know, so some good news there. He's gonna be beaming, I'm sure, and ready to go to add to those clean sheets that's already there. You know, the springboard is there for him to add to some more clean sheets and take us back to the World Cup.
Yeah, and coming back from injury, 3 back-to-back clean sheet, that just shows the level of the player. And it sometimes puzzles me how Andre Blake hasn't found himself in Europe as yet. I think the last time I hear anything about Andre Blake linking with English Premier League, I think what had stopped him at the time was the ranking to say that Jamaica needed to be 50 or lower for certain things. I didn't research the semantics of it, but I think that was the last time. But I think Blakey, honestly, if you ask me, and this is not me being biased, I think Blakey is at a level when could have easily have played at the Premier League. Not that easily like me, I don't play, but I think Andre Blake have the level that he could have been playing Premier League. You know, things are, I think me I go too far with that.
I don't think you're going too far. I think I agree with you. Look, I've always said he's a better goalkeeper than Matt Turner. Matt Turner came to Arsenal and he was not there for a long time. And I believe now, I can't remember where he's at. I think he's probably at Nottingham Forest. I don't even know. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know where that guy is right now. To be honest with you, that just goes to show that I'm not really keeping tabs on his career. But saying that to say, it's always been him. At one point, when they were both in the MLS, it was who was going to get the goalkeeper of the year award. And sometimes I kind of feel like they gave it to Matt Turner because that's their compatriot, their countryman, not because he's a better goalkeeper than Andre Blake. So if he can play in the Premier League for a short stint, I should think that Andre Blake could as well. But I think we have to also take into consideration family and residency and how important and what that means to a person. And when you are at a club where you're appreciated, you're loved, you're adored by the fans. Look, I can't speak for his missus, but let's say his missus is very comfortable living in Philly, and their kids are also comfortable living in Philly and going to school in America. It's a massive jump, you know. It's a cultural difference, and I think they probably have to take into consideration, is that really worth the gamble? I think at one point he also got his American residency as well, right? So maybe even that was something that he wanted to personally achieve. I don't know, I can't speak for him, but maybe those are the little things there that he wanted to personally achieve. And if he is happy, then it makes sense why he has stayed at Philadelphia Union for so long, for as long as he has. And we all know, you know, footballers have a extensive shelf life compared to outfield players. So who knows, when we go back to the World Cup, that's a perfect shop window for another club in Europe to say, I want him, I want to sign him, he's going to be my keeper. So that might be what's going to happen come 2026, that a club in Europe might look at him and say, that's going to be my goalkeeper.
Yeah, that would have been great, and we have seen it already, because I think that more than half of the players them that played in the 98 squad got moved, get them transferred right after the World Cup. So that is also expected. We know that a lot of clubs also like to buy players from the World Cup. A lot of clubs love to buy the players them perform at the World Cup. It's just a thing. So that's a good spot as well. And let's see if that can finally for Blakey. And as I said, goalkeepers, them have extended shelf life. However, the fact that Blakey has been picking up a few niggles too often these days just show you in age really. He's not getting any younger. But it would have been great for him really get that break after we got the World Cup. Somebody pick him up and him just get that last hurrah when career really deserved. And for people like Conrad Smith in the comment section here that telling me, what really, King? Stop that. What you take EPL for? If it actually happen, for people see it so them can believe it, for understand, so sometimes it's just the opportunity for a player, because when I think what Blakey don't have, probably he's not a ball playing goalkeeper in the true sense of it, what they are requiring right now. But not every keeper is a ball playing goalkeeper right now. Not every single one. Because I don't think Gigi Donnarumma is the best with him foot. I don't think Donnarumma is the best with him foot. Donnarumma is one of the best right now. But let's see how it goes and see if he can actually do that Christian says.
It's a pick up yourself, Peter Mystic. And before I saw his comment, I was actually thinking Crystal Palace, because we all know Crystal Palace Crystal Palace love a black player, don't they?
Yeah.
Seriously, I love them for that. So I was actually thinking, without seeing Peter's comment, I was like, Crystal Palace is the first club that comes to mind. They might look at him and say, okay, this could be our keeper. Because, Crystal Palace, and I hope it continues, it could be a case where competing in Europe is now the new thing for them, is now the new standard. And if you're looking to compete in Europe, you need two solid goalkeeper choices, don't you? You need a keeper that can play in Europe, and you also need a keeper that can play those cup competitions as well as the league competitions. So, I think Crystal Palace comes to mind. So that's probably something to watch out for.
Well, Crystal, like how you're Crystal and you bring up Crystal Palace, like how you're on that topic. I don't know if you heard the other day that me and Dan have a conversation about a one Tyreek Mitchell, and I know that it's the wrong time for you to bring it up, but I just want a quick take, just a quick pass, a quick through pass on it. Dan was saying to me that Tyreek Mitchell isn't good enough. That's why a big top 6 team hasn't picked him up. And I'm like, no, he's watching this TV upside down, because the Tyreek Mitchell that I see and that youth has been so consistent for the last 4 years. Why England not call him and for them not make the chance and say, you know what, give up on England and come play for Jamaica right now? But what you make of the player Tyreek Mitchell, real quick?
No, I think that, again, and this is why I have so much admiration for Crystal Palace. Remember, let's just take into consideration, I can't remember which, I'm assuming it was the Euros. Someone fact checked me on that, where Crystal Palace had about 5 players playing for England at a tournament, and that was the most from any club, right? So gone were the days where the clubs there that were players that were representing clubs came from like your traditional top 4 teams or your top 6 teams. Like it was amazing that these players were coming from Crystal Palace. But to answer your question in terms of Tyreek Mitchell, I don't think it's a question of talent. I think it's a question of time and being patient, because the same could be said about Morgan Gibbs White. They were saying that he's never going to be called up, but it's about time. And you also have to understand, not every player is not going to be every manager's cup of tea. And England also went through that. They're still going through that transitional period where they got rid of Southgate, then they had an interim head coach or manager, and now they've got Thomas at the wheel. So it's going to take time for him to solidify who he's going to be pushing forward with, and more importantly, who's going to be on the plane going to the World Cup with him, because not even Jack Grealish is being called up. Jack Grealish is being overlooked, and it's not because he's terrible. Miles Lewis-Skelly missed out on this international window, not because he's terrible, but the coach knows what he's after. So for Tyreek Mitchell, I think he probably, of course, I would love for him to come and play for Jamaica, but he probably take inspiration from players like Morgan Gibbs White. And not just that, but he would have taken direct inspiration from his own Crystal Palace players, who at one point represented the highest number of turnouts per club for England. So it's not over until the fat lady sings, and that's probably nothing more than that. He's about mid-20s?
Yeah, 26, I think.
Yeah, so 2 more World Cups left in him. So yeah, 2 World Cups. That's not the best way to put it. You got 2 World Cups. What do you want to do?
But the truth is, I'm going to be real honest on Tyreek Mitchell. I think that he's been overlooked by all the coaches. There's not one coach that overlook him now. It's been several coaches that overlook him. So me made the argument to say that I think if Tyreek Mitchell was at a top 6 club, they would have called him. But there's some reason why they're not calling. Them call every right back to play a left back. Right now in this squad, I'm telling you, you might see a right back to play left back instead of actually calling Tyreek Mitchell. And I think that if they're not calling him, they're not call him now. So I think, as much as I say, there's 2 World Cup left behind him, just need to realize, you know what, go where you're. There's a saying. What the saying go, Crystal? What the saying go? Go where you're wanted. Go where you're needed. There's a saying.
Go where you're wanted, not where you're tolerated.
That is it.
I love it. That's exactly what you have to do.
That is it. But big up yourself, Peter Mistake. He win a trophy the other day. Andre Blake win. Big up yourself, Conrad Smith. He stated that in an interview and said, okay. He said why he didn't go. He said why years ago and he declined it. What? I need to watch that interview. He stated that in an interview and said why he didn't go. Why would he not go to Crystal Palace? Or if you compare Donnarumma and Andre Blake, you are small. You see, I just made a comparison about him not being the best with him for them. MLS Blake Levy. See them team me attack, but some of the players them prove one wrong, and then I'll be here. Determined people. Never tell me someone determined. Big up yourself, determined. Determined, say big up King and Crystal for the show. You know, while I was on here, people, determined center $50 super chat.
Oh, bless it.
But instead of sending it in super chat, determined sent it to the Zelle on the screen people. Because they have, I think determined was the one who called in at the time to say that he rather to send it to directly to me instead of what YouTube is doing. But Crystal, how much percent YouTube is taking? Isn't it like a 60% and a 40%? Because I'm pretty sure they take the majority of it, right?
Yes, they do. It's alarming. It's alarming.
We crazy.
YouTube. We basically work YouTube.
Crazy. I'm pretty sure YouTube takes 60 and give 40. So I think one time somebody did like $1.99 and I only get like less than 99 cents. I'm like, yo, what is happening right here? What? Big up yourself, determined. Big up your super chat because it's a super chat regardless. I know that they didn't say anything. You just see a super chat here. And in super chat is big up King and Crystal. Thanks for the show. Blessed determined. You know you're going to travel somewhere. The other day, Crystal determined calling and him really show him appreciation because I think he's a truck driver and like you must say, yo, on the long journeys, them sometimes really keep the vibe. And we have to understand what we are doing at the space. And sometimes me, myself, just a talk ball and just be excited about it. And I even realize it probably give somebody else an avenue on a long journey. Because I tell you the truth, sometimes if me I travel on a journey in a Crystal, I'm a turn on right and NFC, but turn on Talawa TV. I want to help some me know the vibe, me know what I'm talking about, especially if you drive long in some places you know so you can't catch up asleep. You have to listen to something where interest you and them something they keep you up. So I understand where you're
I think mentally it's quite uplifting. Well, for me, mentally, just listening to what's going on in YouTube. Sometimes, depending on the topic of conversation, it just takes your mind off things mentally, you know. So but also with regards to the super chat, I think the reason why it's a lot is YouTube takes their cut, and for me, my tax come out of it as well. So there'll be a tax deduction. Yeah. So that's probably the reason why it seems like YouTube's taking half, but I think it's a combination of YouTube and the taxes that comes out of it.
Oh, cool. But regardless of what it is, it's rough.
It is rough.
But big up on the self-said way, people. Big up on the self-said way. It's much appreciated. Anything go towards helping the show, the production just get better and better and better and better. And you don't know Crystal there. Crystal will pass through even more. You're not going to see me over Talawa TV too. When she invite me over there, I'll be there. So people, we are build something, we are build a family, we are build a community, and we are will have vibe, you see me?
Several weeks back, and it's resonated with me. Every now and then I think about it. Yeah, I think it was on Ryan's channel, and you said, paraphrasing, correct me with what you said, because I've been trying to think, what did you say? But anyways, I respect it a lot. You said that in life and within this YouTube space, you need to find your tribe. And once you find your tribe, you work with it. And I literally stopped what I was doing. I was just like, he is so right. Like, you need your tribe because it's rough. It is so rough. You need your tribe and you work with your tribe. And that's the only way you're going to reach to the top. Just work with your tribe.
Pretty much. And energy. And again, I think Nikada is supposed to be here as well. So you just have to find the energy right with as well. Energy important as well, Crystal. But energy and you see the ball knowledge that you have. May I tell you the truth, Crystal? You have in the new media, in the new world, you see some comments that some people have zero ball knowledge. I think you have 99.9% ball knowledge. You get me? I said, guys, nobody's perfect.
I never believe
ball knowledge is tough.
It's so weird. Like when people say it's so weird, like even like when like my family say it to me, I'm always just like for you saying it now, I'm like, you're just saying that because we're like friends type of thing.
Nah.
I don't know. I think it's because I grew up around a lot of boys, like just male dominated, and every day it was about football, and I would play like PS, like, you know, Pro Evolution Soccer. So maybe that was it. Live and breathe. I can't play it, but I can definitely speak it, you know? So maybe
Pester used to play on that FIFA. Come on.
That was of my Pest. Yeah, he used to used to play pro, and that was my bigger cousin, and he drilled it into my head. He was just like, pro is better than FIFA. And when I switched to FIFA, I couldn't play it because the controls is different, the buttons are different. I couldn't do it. I was in no man's land. And I was just like, no, I hate this game. But yeah. Thank you for the compliment, though. It's appreciated.
No, facts, but yeah, you're welcome, but facts. I just straight facts, Krista. They said Mitchell doesn't move forward as well as that option. I think he's solid, I think he's solid. Rusty Clouds coming through with that super chat. Big up yourself, Rusty Clouds. Rusty Clouds, I remind him to smash the like button, and that's the other thing I don't do well, Krista. I don't check how much likes, but every time the fans are up there remind me. If smash the like button, and when legend come out here, legends who come tell them to smash the like button. But that's pretty much it. People just do the right thing and smash the like. People, Rusty Clouds, paid for a super chat just to remind to smash the like button. Come on, people. Big up Rusty Clouds.
If you're not telling people to smash the like button, you're gonna get a call from someone. I'm not gonna let that can't be named. Because what he does, he's gonna come and nice you up. That's what he does with me. So he's gonna tell you that you're doing great.
But
and then he's gonna lay into you. He's gonna tell you what you're doing wrong. Yes, the legend that won't be named. So if I were you, tell them to smash the like button because he's gonna tell you not telling them to smash the like button.
People, to smash that like button, please. Because no one legend come out here, come tell it. But yeah, back to the show. We can read it again. All right, so this is the third takeaway or two already. All right, number 3.
Latibeaudiere, who for the past 4 or 5 weeks has been back in training with Coventry. They're playing so well and obviously top of the league. It's difficult for him to break in, but because of Latibeaudiere's attitude, what he brings to the camp in terms of he can play left back, right back, centre back, he can play midfield.
It goes away. But yeah, you hear me, Crystal? Because I think every time I try to add something else over the layer, it wants to kick me off. But yeah, Crystal, what do you make of Latibeaudiere in all honesty? Because this is Latibeaudiere now. The interesting thing about Latibeaudiere is, let me just say this first. When I did my squad prediction, I had Latibeaudiere not making the squad. You know why? Latibeaudiere came back from injury. Latibeaudiere hasn't had a minute of football all season long. Yes, he was on the bench against Birmingham, where they won 3-0. Yes, but then he has not been in the squad. Not in the squad. That's Frank Lampard, Coventry team that's currently leading the championship. Now, what do you make of this? A player that hasn't played a single minute getting called back in the team? Is it that some coaches just have them reliable foot soldiers that them depend upon, so them just want to know, say once you're fit, you're back, or if you don't have a single minute? But I was very surprised. This was a major surprise for me. What do you make of Latibeaudiere?
Again, I think it just goes back to dangerous precedent being set, and perhaps he's not concerned because is he going to be our head coach long term? Perhaps not, because he was hired to take us to the World Cup, which I think has a second question, a different topic of conversation for us to have at some point. But again, it's one of those things where he comes into the team and let's say he starts and he completely bosses it, then that gives the gaffer the upper hand to say, well, I made the right call. And for me, I couldn't care less if he comes in and he boss it. Was he accumulating minutes at club level? No. Is there another midfielder out there that's accumulating minutes and putting in a shift and putting in those applaudable performances? And if that's the case, why are they being overlooked? Like I've always said, what about Daniel Johnson? Why is Daniel Johnson being overlooked? What is it about Daniel Johnson that I'm not aware of? Because he's playing.
Yeah.
And if memory serves me well, he was given the number 10 jersey, wasn't it? Was he not giving number 10? And when you're giving those number 10 jerseys like ball pre, we know that comes with an element of responsibility. You're not going to be given a number 10 jersey if your club don't think a lot of you, especially when you're a black man playing in a foreign league. Worse, you're a Rasta man. You're a black Rasta man playing in a foreign league with the big number 10 jersey on your back.
Shit.
Come on, that's got to count for something. And those are the things there where I say that those little things have to pay dividends. Unless it's a case of where he's saying, I no longer want to play international football, give him a call up. Give him a call up, because I'm a massive fan of representation. Representation means a lot to me. And as I said, those wonderful stories there where you have a black Rastaman playing in Turkey with a big number 10 jersey on his back. Can you imagine?
And a boy thing. Turkey.
God,
And a
it's
boy
massive.
thing.
It's massive. Can you imagine what that does for the other little black Rasta kids in Jamaica and across the diaspora to say, wow, look at him. Look at what he's doing in Turkey also. And he did it in England for Preston consistently, right? And also to represent his nation. Because a lot of people tend to forget that Daniel Johnson was actually born in Jamaica. You know, I think people associate him more so with a player born in the diaspora, right? But I just wonder, what does he have to do? Like, I don't get it. What does he have to do to get a look in the team? Like, and this is where I say you set dangerous precedent, because how are you calling a player with no club and then you're calling a player that's not even getting minutes in his chamber, but he's still being pushed above someone else who is. So I don't really understand it. It's not making sense. And perhaps you can't make sense out of nonsense. It's just simple as, you know?
It's simple. It puzzles me. That's why I'm even have to highlight it, because I really have to go back. Because I'm like, we do a 26-man squad. I'm pretty sure it's going to look and enjoy a lot about your minutes. And the coach was very, say, as a coach, and I think a lot of coaches do this, them politically correct. And not only politically correct, them say certain things where, in hindsight, if you don't check the real details, not in hindsight, if you don't check the real details, you are being misled. So, I guess him say when mean still, because he did talk about Coventry being top of the championship, and he did say probably that's why I'm finding it hard to get back into the team. But again, I always say this, you have the rule and you have exception to the rule for exceptional players. So now one of the things we are scaring me right now, Crystal, is it that him really see the fact that Isaac Aiden will be out for the first game, and is it that we're going to see Joel Latibody here once again in midfield? Because we all know that his go-to player in midfield when Isaac is not here is Joel Latibody. So we're probably seeing this trick again. Now, I said this to you, I'm going to be honest about it. I think when we're playing against certain teams, I don't necessarily mind Joel Latibody in there if I'm that way have to do. If we have better options. Because further on, you got to ask the question about options and what have replaced Isaac Hayden for the first game. The Curacao was supposed to do his Sternest test. It's an away game. So it's going to be very interesting to see who play the number 6 role. So it's very interesting to see if that team I think about to say, all right, then Joel can come fill the number 6 void left away. So that's why Joel is being called in again. But in all honesty, if it was up to me, I would never want to see Joel Latibody here playing back midfield for me again. I'm being 100% honest. Joel Latibody is an excellent defender, and I think that he get a lot of stick because he's been played out of position, and people are judging him for playing midfield. And he's a defender, so he's excellent as a defender. I'm glad to say he's actually in the squad and he's listed as a defender. But we have to this trick already. He's listed as a defender, and then where you see that him go play midfield. So what do you think? Just tell me about the Joel Latibody in midfield for you and how you see it.
I don't understand what's this obsession with playing players out of their rightful position when you have other options that could prevent you from doing exactly that. And I'm also not sure, again, just going back to Daniel Johnson, why no one's really asking him what's going on with Daniel Johnson. Because when you have a midfield that is largely in balance and you have an active player playing again in Turkey, this is a Daniel Johnson that plays week in, week out. It's not like he just on a one-off, week in, week out, right? How is he being overlooked to the point where you're going to purposely play players out of position? And it's been that way. Not to scapegoat anyone, but we've seen Damien Lowe drift in the midfield position. And we've also seen King drift into midfield. Again, they're not natural midfielders, but you're playing them as utility players when that's not a thing for them for their natural position. So I'm not sure why he's doing that. And in some sense, one could argue and say you're setting up the player for failure, but why would you do that? Because you do not need to play Joel Latibade in midfield. And the thing is, if it goes right, which we're not praying for it to go wrong, but if it goes right, it gives him that little bit of extra leg to say, I'm going to do it again, just because it went right the first time round. So I don't agree with it. I do want to know what's going on with Daniel Johnson. I want to know why he's not being called.
Yeah, and that's one of the things when I get around to my question, I'm gonna tell you know why I'm disappointed with not asking that question, not asking other people ask the question, but me being there, I'm gonna explain to you why I was so thrown off. But those are some questions of ask for real. Like everybody overlook Daniel Johnson for real, and he's really one of the players them way at his club right now. Him are the man. Him are the man for him club when they right now. Taking club up from the second division in Turkey to the first division, and him are the man. And him a play the most minutes. He's consistent. Everything I build around him. Now the only thing is that Nicaragua is there. Big up yourself, my
Big up
brother.
yourself. Big up Crystal Niles.
Big up,
How
big up.
you?
Yeah.
So the only thing is that the number 6 role, I don't know if I like Daniel Johnson at the number 6 role doing a Crystal. I think in a double pivot it's fine, but to be the one for say replace Isaac Aiden as a number 6, you see him as that player that what can play a number 6 by himself.
I think you're going to need bodies around him to exploit his strengths, to make sure that you get to maximize his potential, get the most out of him. But the same can be said with the midfield as it is at the moment. You need to have that midfield balance, and it's been largely imbalanced for at least 2 to 3 World Cup qualifications on the outs. It hasn't been addressed. It has yet to be addressed. I'm not sure why that is, so I don't know. It's baffling, but as I said, I don't think you can make sense out of nonsense, because that's what it is. It's just pure nonsense, and we're here trying to make sense out of it, and it's never going to add up.
Yeah, but people, the Nicaragua people, here's the thing. I call Nicaragua, which ball you ball? Cristiano Messi. Anyways, people, Nicaragua.
I mean, both of them, but more CR7 still.
CR7, all right. Watch this, people. Me call Nicaragua the little CR7, me the little Messi. Because, remember tell you this, Crystal, while you're on here, and while you give him flowers, it's a Nicaragua consistency. Yo, me say I have the way me and him reason half the year, them man, if me not do a video, Nicaragua is, yo, wagwan, yo, the man are vexed with me. Nicaragua, some of them are breathing. Crystal, if me not drop something, the man literally vexed. The man say, yo, yeah, it's not good. So people like them, they right, and they get me as a fire. Fast car, those are the people. They got you.
That's a real friend. You need someone like that in your corner. You need those are the, I forgot the word that you tribe. That's the tribe that we were talking about.
That's
the tribe.
Straight. Yeah. I mean, I tell you, them end up telling me just for be as consistent as me. But ball game, ball pre, right? That's
yeah.
Know.
Blessings to everybody on here. Yeah. Blessings to everybody on here, man. Ball
yeah, just for the ball game, they get so bad.
I mean, I'm listening.
They get so bad, before halftime, So we make something before halftime. So I get up to the pace of the ball game. Because Crystal, they're running at some wicked true pass fling. So you know you see me?
Yeah. While I was driving, I was listening. So Joel, bro, I mean, you see, next summer of 2026, Joel have to go find a club, because listen, you see Frank Lampard's reputation in England being damaged by coaching Everton. That whole drop off, going back at Chelsea and all that. So you see this Coventry job, it's a big job for Frank Lampard. So Frank Lampard need players with more quality, high quality of championship player. You understand? And I'm not sure if Joe Latibody can fulfill Frank Lampard at this moment. You understand where he want to bring Coventry? Because look, they flying. I think they scored like 20 goals or plus 20 in the championship. That's twice the numbers of any other team. You know, so they are flying at this moment. So Frank Lampard, when I listen to Frank Lampard interviews over and over, you know, you want to bring this football club, you know, to the next level. And I said this, like the coach that was there, Mark Robbins, you know, been there for like 6-7 years, one of the longest standing Coventry manager in the championship, right? You want to actually give him those accolades and try to bring it to the level of where the previous coach wanted to go. You understand? So Frank Lampard is on a mission, but Joe Latibodiere, I'm not so, because even when he was injured, you know, I think there are like 3 defenders, and those defenders were playing with 3 at the back, and he was that out and out that they're like, look at the bench. We have nobody on the bench, and the only true and true centre back we have is Joe Latibodiere, and he's out, and he's not good enough. So the fans make it clear that he's not good enough at this moment. Like the ship, I leave Joe Latibodiere. You understand? Okay. And Frank Lampard is giving this team a massive boost to play in the Premier League coming next season.
Yeah. But as we say, ball game, we have to knock it and move on to the next topic. But Mario Logan says, sorry that Kyle Duncan never got a call up. And that's a big miss, because Kyle Duncan, we never get to see him. We see him get called up to the team, never get a minute. And then Lati is right back in the team over Kyle Duncan, and Lati not play a minute. So it kind of baffling. That's probably the most baffling decision the coach make this time. Well, the second, because we have to go on to some more, but
he's just Steve McLaren soldier. He's just one of those soldiers that Steve McLaren really trusts him. I mean, look, he's a good player. You know, he have the right attitude. You know, he's that fighter. He have that personality that, you know, players like that you want to have around in camp. You understand? That willing to do the extra bit of energy and to sacrifice part of his game, you know, for the team and for, you know, luxury players. But as what Crystal said, like, bro, in order to, you know, to facilitate Joe Latibodiere in that midfield, you need bodies around him, not just extra legs, but people that really going to be on the football, like comfortable.
Daniel Johnson, you know. Daniel Johnson, she was saying that for Daniel Johnson, but that also goes for Lati as well.
Yeah, you know, so all right, look at this. If you put Adrissa Gueye from Everton in United midfield, he's going to look like a Joe Latibodiere for the Reggae Boyz. But Adrissa Gueye is that crusher in that midfield. Yeah, he's that crusher for David Moyes that sit low block, destroy the football, give it to, you know, the players in that the ball is a bug gum to their feet, like, you know, Ndai, you know, Grealish, you know, you get me? I said those players that have, you know, the sticky feet. So Joel can do a job in the midfield, but not at this time for the Reggae Boyz, because we don't have nobody around, you know, to really facilitate and how we want to play the football.
Uncle Nicardo talking. People from the city PS who don't know who is here, and from the city Monday there, you know what time it is. Tell the people them. And then do I show them how it's much like one.
Yeah, man.
Alright, go on, Papa.
My man broke the camera now.
Oh my God, so handsome.
The general man. But big up people, big up a legend that passed through as usual. And tell them man the ear live I go and him have to get in 2 cents. But yeah, so that's about the air. So yeah, the last point on this topic, the Crystal mentioned is why we not call myself, I feel like a hypocrite right now. But Daniel Johnson, why is Daniel Johnson being left out, bro? What going with DJ?
That's for me and Crystal.
You, can Crystal talk about it?
Yeah, because me and Crystal, you know, I've said our pieces already and DJ. I mean, bro, I feel like one is just some personal vendetta, you know, around the player. 2, I just feel like, you know, many people in the JFF probably said, you know, DJ, you know, got his moments already. You know, he's on that other side of his career. But when you look at the biggest problem for this national team is the midfield. You understand? And I'm not going to go over the moon to say, you know, to kick down all doors and say, yo, if DJ get called up, you know, why is it? But you still have to question it to a certain degree of level of, yo, what is really going on of how you pick in the midfield? Is it half merit? Is just half personal feelings? Or DJ is just out of a limelight at this moment? You understand? But if you look at it from the second tier in Turkey, he have been playing excellent. He's that driving force for his team. And I was like, let's see if DJ, going to stay on this level or even go another notch, when he reach into that big Super League. And they have proven it. His team has been getting smashed left, right, and center on the pitch. But again, if you look at his performances, I was watching his game last weekend and he was very good. DJ was running. It seems like it's a new birth, for DJ. You want to prove something. I'm not sure if it's because of World Cup here. The player just get electric because you want to go to World Cup. But DJ, I think probably experience. King, I probably experience probably giving him that extra, boots in his energy of the way he's manufacturing in that midfield is like he's getting more time on the football by being looking around, scanning all around, and DJ, is dropping deep at times. He's doing it on both sides of the pitch, defensively and attacking. So he's been that, influence player for that team in the midfield. But for some reason, he's not in the plans in the eyes of Steve McLaren and, him friend them.
New additions coming in. We have Ian Frey.
Go ahead, Crystal. You wanted to say something before we move on?
Yeah, I want to piggyback off of how that one ended. I honestly it's Nakada, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't want to get your name wrong. All right. I want to piggyback off what Nakada said. Could it be a case though of this is more of about to do with internal politics? And I'm not saying that it is, but I think it's probably to do with some internal politics in terms of influence, because Nakada summed it up beautiful there in terms of how well he has been playing in Turkey. But just backtracking to what I said about him playing in the EFL, more so for Preston North End. Like, I think that Daniel Johnson is one of those players there that's no nonsense. And I think it could be a case of certain individuals within the team cannot handle that. Because let's not forget it that this is a Jamaican born man. He spent the majority of his life overseas in England. To me, he seems like a no nonsense guy that you cannot buoy up. And I think perhaps some of his teammates or former teammates just probably can't handle that. He don't seem like someone that you can just treat less than he deserves to be treated. And I think it's probably to do with a superiority complex pertaining to why he's not being called up. It's not about footballing merit. That's what I think. It can't be about his football. It has to be something else. And Daniel Johnson, to me, is not a player with behavior issues. I don't know him personally, but for a black Rastaman to have played over 300 and odd games for Preston North End, and I'm sure at one point I've seen him on a few occasions wear the captain's armband, that's not a black Rastaman that has an attitude problem. No way he has an attitude problem. So how is it that you can play for 300 and odd games for a well-established and recognizable club like Preston North End, but for some reason you're not good enough to represent your national team when we don't even have midfielders to begin with? What's going on there? Like, really and truly, what's going on there? Like, I just think that it's more to do with the fact that you just can't look at him, as they say in England. That's not somebody that you can just buoy up. And I think that's the reason why he's not getting called to the national team. It's nothing to do with football merit. You just can't look at him. He's not a player there that will take nonsense, in my opinion.
King, hold on, don't move. Crystal have said something that I really want to highlight as well. Like, the coach have said that the reason for picking Mikel, right? You need that extra leadership from Mikel Antonio, what he can bring to the team. For someone that was the team captain for Preston, a leader, someone that they look up to, he's that player. I definitely see photos of fans crying in the stands when DJ leaving that football club, playing his last game for Preston North End. But when I met DJ, that historical game in Toronto, when we beat them, DJ is so humble. His leadership skills off the pitch is second to none. And he is probably way better than a Bobby in terms of the leadership and example for, local players, young players that's coming into the team, just like a young one like Semo Reed. I remember when Nana, Nicholson, you know, you name it, the entertainers in our squad were doing the most, you know. DJ was like, yo, bro, I'm only spending like 30 minutes, you know, in the lobby. I have to catch a flight because guess what? Stoke City have an important game coming up and I need to get enough rest. Remember, that was a historical game. We go into the Copa America after that game. You understand? We broke what, a 10-year record, you know, in Toronto. So DJ is that profile of player that not just his talent on the pitch, but what he can bring off the pitch. And he's not that player or that individual that, yo, you're going to say, yo, DJ, let's jump, and then I'm gonna ask, oh, hi. No, he's not on that profile. He is a straight up man of his own words.
So basically it comes around to a clash of egos and personalities, then that's why we not see DJ. So I guess it's our responsibility now to go and track the player leading up to World Cup and highlight where we do so. Because this is the thing I'm gonna understand, Mikado and Crystal. Tell there are some people who call for Ravel night and day, morning 24/7s, and me if I wonder how Ravel now play a trade. Me not even know Ravel there. But people we call for Ravel, how when time Ravel now play, them don't know Ravel there. But nobody remembers DJ. And them a similar age, can just go check the age of the choir. So now, one at a time, me have to be honest, because me very culpable of this. Me also, the thing say, we not look on DJ because I'm age. And we the thing say, all right, then he was part of the Speedy Williams, because Speedy at 33. So we have said Speedy, DJ, probably the Ravel. Well, people still call for Ravel. When name Javan Watson. So me the thing say, that's why I get that treatment there. But as you say, a performance, merit based, you know me, every time I come here, I talk about merit and credit. Merit. If I merit your deal, then who deserves the spot, which midfielder play at a higher level than Daniel Johnson right now? Let's just start the facts. Which midfielder, Turkish first division, which midfielder Jamaica have that's playing at a higher level than the Turkish first division? Guys, don't tell me it's a championship higher than the Turkish first division.
No.
That not possibly, you know.
No.
So it's just crazy, and now looking at it, and Crystal basically called me out as well on the show, called you out on the show. I don't think we highlight him enough as well. You get me? I said, I don't know Crystal over there highlight him enough either, so she probably call herself out. But,
no, I think it's all of our responsibility to highlight certain things, but and also again, it's about the Carter is spot on. It's about leadership. Like you're right. Like who in this team, just overall, how many leaders in this team can say that they've done in terms of experience? Remember, to go to the World Cup, we need experienced players. How many of them have a better CV or a resume than Daniel Johnson? How many?
Facts.
In midfield, the answer is zero. The answer is zero. And both of you are right, you know, and I love that story there that Nakada spoke about in relation to him saying, look, I don't have time for party. My priority is to go back to my club. And it just goes to show the hypocrisy with what the gaffer said with his reason for calling up Mikel Antonio. You had Daniel Johnson that you can lead on for direct leadership in an imbalanced midfield. You also have Shamar Nicholson that you can lead on. And I'm not saying Shamar Nicholson should be starting, but when you're talking about leadership, let's segue and look back at when Jaime Hallgrimsson was the gaffer. Through the horse's mouth, he said that Shamar Nicholson went into that changing room in a decisive game against Canada and gave all those players the hairdryer treatment. Yep. That's Shamar Nicholson that did that. That even the gaffer had to shut up and be like, wow, I'm taken aback because he's doing exactly what a leader does. It wasn't the captain that did it. It wasn't the vice captain that did it. It was Shamar Nicholson that put his foot down and say, what you guys are doing isn't good enough. And subsequently, the team responded. So I'm not buying all this, you know, you need Mikel there for leadership. We have leaders in the squad already or out of the squad who are with a club and are playing. And those are the leaders that we should be turning to, in my opinion.
So just to move on, guys, again, I love that. You see how much time we spend with people. Crystal could have called me up and drape me up and say, yo, King, yo, Nikada, when not talk about DJ enough, and we not give DJ. We not do that. We have to do that little while. Yeah. But Chris Smith said, Joel don't play a minute in the championship. And Low don't play a minute in the MLS. So I'm glad to point out this as well. Lowe's not play a minute as well. But it just shows you say those two are in foot soldier them. You know, a foot soldier them, the players them you can rely upon. So I guess again you have rules, you have exception to the rules, and not everybody can make the team offer. Well, not every coach. Every coach have them favorite, you know. No matter how you look on it, you know. Every single coach in this world have them favorite and them have them players them with them believe them can depend on. And we just think Nanalo and Latimodi here fall another category there. So the mere fact that them not have a minute at club level means nothing to the coach so long as they are fit. You see me? Somebody don't highlight that. Crystal, enough people don't rate DJ. So them now go ask. See there, me I get drip up here again on. Bobby is there and Russell. Yeah, so there's a lot of comments. Usually when time we do that, the comment section run gone, so me now try catch it back right now. Jabbar Laban as the DJ is not a 6, and that's probably something we see a lot of people that say is more of an attacking midfielder. See there next somebody that say DJ is at 10, a lot of people that say DJ is at 10. Yeah. Melsha big one up, Nikada and Crystal, Melsha Walker,
but King, but even during the reign of DJ playing, you know, for Tapa and Palal, who was it 6? Like it was like Lambert, then one point it was Grant, it was Speedy Williams. So he wasn't really playing with, you know, someone like you say, not even close, you know, to Isaac Eden. So what if he's in around that midfield now with someone that, you know, look, Isaac Eden is there, you know, he's a safe one, you know, then he can take care of the football. And I mean, look, DJ might be, you know, a one left player, but I don't think we have anyone really at this moment, you know, collecting that ball with his back to the goal.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a space for the team not bigger. Let's put it this way. Current team is not bigger than Daniel Johnson. The current midfield is not bigger than Daniel Johnson, and there's no two way about it. No two way about it. So Dan big him up there like a Kingsway used to go to. Like Dan know him from Kingsway. I don't know if Dan know him from Kingsway. Rasta man, living water. Crystal, I crack up the people with the Rastaman speech, you know, man.
I love representation. I love my people. I love, remember, guys, you know, we're out of many one people, you know. I love my representation. So I always have to talk about it, you know.
Straight. Well, we're going to roll the ball game because people, may I tell you, one piece of tackling and fire in a shot, just fire. Be a shot just for DJ, but moving it right along, because this is our 4th on the list. Run it.
New additions coming in. We have Ian Frey, who I've been following for the past year and had conversations with him. He's had injuries. He's trying to establish himself in the Inter Miami team. He's done that. He felt the last camp he wasn't quite ready. But this camp, he feels fit, well and ready and wants to commit to Jamaica, which conversations I've had, he's always wanted to do that again.
I'm going to stop the video right there, sir. Don't make that play over on the end. Hear the last part of him say, wanted to do what? Commit to Jamaica. He has always wanted to do that. I'm glad to the coach iron out this because I see people still call him out to say, wow, go on with him, commitment issues, this and that, and the old lady. May I continue?
Ian gives us great flexibility, playing right back for Inter Miami, has played centre back, has played 6, 8 in midfield. So again, another player who gives us versatility.
6, 8 on midfield. People have said championship better, you know. Off the top of my head, I don't think championship better than Turkey League. So I don't know. You mute.
Don't go there, sir, brother. Don't pay that comment there. That doesn't
Okay.
The championship is nowhere better than Turkey.
But I think we need VAR for that. I really don't think we need a VAR moment for that for review that one. I'm not even gonna do it. It can't be. I think people that respect Turkish league, and the Turkish league and the atmosphere. Sometimes when I watch some Turkey league, just the highlights alone, you see stadium and the flare them in there. You know see what they when time Liverpool go down, they must say, yo, what kind of atmosphere this when we play? Get that's alright. And you don't know people have it to Anfield one of the best atmosphere them ever. So it's kind of crazy. But yeah, Ian Frey. May I just remind the people what Ian Frey did actually say that's why he wasn't here the last window. This is what he said.
I saw you on the list, but then you were not able to go when you were injured. And can you update us on that?
Yeah, so I had some talks with the coach, and there was just some stuff going on here at the club that I wasn't ready to go over there yet. But now it's in October. I should be there.
Yes, so here that one is pretty straightforward, right? I don't think it's a surprise, but the mere fact that he wasn't there the last time he was called up, know him saying ready for there. He had some talks with the club. The coach said him just never ready. Sometimes players are not ready, and if he's never ready at that time, for whatever reason, know him ready. And as the coach says, he's an option for central midfield, right back, centre back. So he's another versatile player. This is another. I think Ian Frey is Joel Latibodier with more touch. That's how I see Ian Frey. Because watching play in the flesh, I see Ian Frey, he just look like a more technical player that is a Swiss Army knife. But again, it'll be exciting to see if him actually come replace or the deputy for Isaac Aiden. But want to see up this Ian Frey situation real quick.
Never ever seen this player play in the midfield before. You know, my remembrance of watching Frey, every time I see him on the pitch, is always getting, injured, those two ACL. But what I can take from his game, that he looks really comfortable, on the football going forward. But, slightly, lack of pace at times, can really threaten him from behind, running off his shoulders. But if he can do a job, the coach said, hey, he can do a job. Again, he's going for someone that's going to, to help replace, Isaac in that 6, but I've never seen him play in that role before. Yeah, I all know him as a right back, and that's what I'm sticking to. Him is as a right back at this moment.
Yeah, but even at the midfield, him listed as a midfielder. So Latibodier is listed as a defender. He's listed as a midfielder. But Ian Frey, real quick though, Krista.
I'm with Nakada with this one. I've not seen enough of him to assess my true opinion of him. And even when we played against,
Is it me?
Even when Cavalier played against Inter Miami, it wasn't enough what I saw. I'm not going to judge him based on that performance because I didn't see enough of him to assess an opinion on him. But I wish him the best, and I'm hoping that he can bring something positive to the team. But just listening to him alone, he sounds like a very reassuring and level-headed personality, which I guess can pay its dividends when you're looking to, let's say, bring him off the bench. You want someone who's not going to hit the panic button. You want someone who can just bring us over the line, and he seems like he might be able to do that, because as they say, your sub is arguably more important than your starting 11. So if that's his role, then I wish him the very best. Hopefully he can come and show his worth.
Yeah, so the sample size is really small. Very small for him. And again, even when you watch him for Inter Miami, you rarely see him play there. So now it's probably a blind hope. It's just a hope to say, based on how him demeanor is, based on how him touch, based on how him receive the ball, you can see him look like a midfielder, a play right back. That's how me see him. But you have not seen him play there. But say, and the mere fact that he's listed in the squad. The mere fact that he's listed in the squad as a midfielder, that actually says something as well. That speaks volumes. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Ian Frey, actually. And for me, the important topics or the important points is that the coach say he is ready to commit. And I think anybody did I think about him have commitment issues, I guess that's all out the way right now. So we're not have to bother think about that again. So moving right along, we're going to bring up the next topic and we'll move on from Ian Frey. I guess that's not really a major surprise that was expected, to be honest. But here comes a surprise. I think this was the surprise of the day, in all honesty.
Who we've kept an eye on for quite a while is Seymour Reid, who I first saw training with Freddie Butler's team, the under-20s.
Wait, I'm going to stop it right there. So, is it me a nitpick since under-20s? It's just a simple mistake, all right? It's a simple mistake. I'll leave it right.
Under-17, sorry. A few months ago. I was impressed. I've watched him in the second team, and now he's in the first team. He's getting appearances, coming on, scoring goals. Very young, not 18 yet. He's one for the future, but we want to get him in and have a look at him. And so I really look forward to seeing Seymour training with us.
All right, so let me go first. Let me go first on Seymour Reid, right? So if anybody that watched the show the night before when I did the squad prediction, I actually thought about Seymour Reid because I actually got a hint to say that Seymour Reid was in contention, right? Now, I don't know if you remember the show when I say, is it too soon, too young? And Danny Judge said, it's not too young. Those say too young. Once you're good enough, you're old enough, and that's a fact, right? Now, let me say this again. I am a huge fan of the youths. I think football is a youth sport. I think say, as a youth, any youth will get an opportunity, me 110%, I not have a problem. So, do I have a problem with Seymour Reid being in the other side? No. I don't have a problem with Seymour Reid in the other side because at the end of the day, we already recognize that not everybody will be there on merit. So it begs though the question what everybody gonna ask now is that, and this I gonna put, I guess, extra pressure on Seymour Reid because one, I think the youth is very talented. I think the youth have a high ceiling, and I think the youth have a breakthrough right now at 17. We see the Lamine Yamal of this world, so we know say are the youth them are run football right now. But again, when I take a look at Seymour Reid stats, because that's the next thing I'm going to bring up on screen right now to do the youth justice. Now, two things happen. First thing happen. Seymour Reid scored a brace today. So after getting called up yesterday, the youth go on and score a brace. So I have to talk about the good things. I don't want to look like, say, me an object to the youth there and the squad. That's not what I'm doing. I just try to make sense of it. So this was Seymour Reid today. And for me, wow, I chop the man, you know, so I thought it was a tap in. Voila. Is it me or everybody think that even I tap the ball and I open it? Look again, it caught him by surprise. The other man dash him. But again, that is MLS Next Pro. So that is not MLS, even though I'm scoring at MLS, right? So for me, I'm like, isn't it ironic that him actually scored a brace a day after him get called up? Because you can just imagine the confidence with that game for getting called up to national team, men's senior national team, and this is the second goal. So again, it's a really good striker's finishing up. So the youth have talent in abundance, 17-year-old, the youth have talent in abundance. You get me? I say, but as well me take a look at him, I'm like, is it really too soon? And again, I'm gonna bring up a few things so we can really take a look at some statistics as well. But before the stats them come up, one have to say about Seymour Reid inclusion and how surprised you guys were really at Seymour Reid's inclusion.
Bro, to be honest, Seymour Reid, my team, NYFC, he's in one of the better youth setup in the MLS. I mean, NYFC has come a long way, compared to like the Dallas, the Seattle, and all these teams. But I like the way how they're taking their time with him. Even there's some little meaningless games at this moment. For NYFC, he's still going in that youth team to play the next year. It's like something like USL League One. That's like the level right there. MLS Next Pro, but I really love his composure, in front of the goal. How he always open up his body, you understand? To actually get the perfect shot towards the goal. That really showed me that, look, this is a young man, the confidence that he's flying with, he's in the right, perfect spot at this moment. And when I did talk about him, probably like a month ago, people's like, yo, they actually want to call me even a coquette to say, yo, why we are going with a 17-year-old? Remember, when Michael Owen did his thing for England, he was England like best 16, 17-year-old at that time. What he was doing at that time is nothing compared to what Semory, but put him, on the level of the national team. We don't really have anyone at that level, that age, who's knocking, on the door, who's getting the right platform, to expose himself, expose his talent. And I must say, like, been seeing him playing for the youth team and stuff like that for the national team, I love it. You understand? I love it. But happy for the youth that, finally that we giving, at least that youngster that recognition, like, yo, we believe in the youth. And how much time a lot of us coming and here to talk about, we need youths that's coming from the youth team, go right up to the senior team, at 18, 19, give them the chance, give them the experience of, coming in and picking the youths at this age, King. It's a part of a development process as well, because people keep on saying that national team is not for development. National team is there for these type of youths. He's not on the best of form or playing at a high level like Trevante, but if the coach wants to go with him, fine. You understand? If the coach wants to go to a young 17-year-old, fine. I have no issues with that. You understand? But he's one for the future. And I really like it that, he's coming up to a very good NYFC system. And to say this as well, King, back in my time, probably, before COVID, when I was a season old, a ticket for NYFC, they used to have like, European scouts come at every home games, to watch their youngsters, and it's something that they built on since 2000 and I think it's 2015. They started build on that. So I don't know if it's still going on at this moment. You understand? But they have proper system around their youth players. You understand? Look at so much youth players came through that ranks. Trayvon, what's his name? Gray? That's his name, Trayvon Gray? Tavon Gray, is the first Bronx native to sign for that club. So there's a pathway for him at NYFC. Everything is in the hands right now for Seymour Reid, and I'm happy that someone actually give him a look in.
Yeah. Crystal, any thoughts on Seymour Reid? What was your first initial thought when you saw Seymour Reid? Was you were surprised, right? Because you catch you by surprise.
It's a conversation that I had on my channel several weeks back. Like, why isn't he getting a call up to the national team? And there is different opinions pertaining to why that is. But to answer your question, surprise, yes, just because of there is no set way of how we do things. But in terms of his talent, no, not surprised, because I think if you're good enough to play, you should play irrespective of whatever people might say in terms of context. But he's a player that reminds me of, and not everyone is obviously going to agree with it, but I think there can be arguments for direct comparisons. If we look at the Reggae Girlz, he actually reminds me of Jody Brown and how Jody Brown played when Jamaica qualified for their first ever FIFA Women's World Cup back in 2018. And Jody Brown was a young 16-year-old, and she walked away with the Young Player of the tournament award in terms of the tournament that we needed to play to qualify for the World Cup. And I think Seymour Reid reminds me of that type of player in regards to talent and age. And the crazy thing is, obviously people are going to have a difference of opinions whether they think he deserves to be in the senior team or not, and there's going to be arguments of the national team isn't for development, but are we do him a disservice by playing him with his age group, because he's toying with them. When he plays in his age group, he's literally toying with them. Like, you're taking the mick, like you don't belong here. So are we wasting your time by letting you play with your age group? Because NYC are fast tracked you for a reason. It's not because they don't have nothing better to do with their time. They have brought you forward to the national team for a reason, to the senior team for a reason. And I don't see why there's an issue if his national team mirrors that. Because if you see this young man playing with his age group, he's levels above them. It's not overhyping the player. It's just that you are levels above. How am I going to give you the equity that you need in terms of bettering your development if I'm almost handicapping you in some sense? Surely to align equity with the equity in this context, I think, is putting you in the first team. That is the equity. Like putting you with your age group, I think, is a massive disservice because you're better than that. No disrespect to the players of his age, but if you watch that young man in the last tournament that he played for Jamaica, there was a lot of criticism going into, I think it was the final match that he played, and it's almost as if this boy was listening to everyone talk nonsense on his name, and he was probably 16 then, and he completely grabbed that game by the scruff of the neck and he bossed it. Exactly what he should be doing, because he is the man for the team, and he did exactly that. It's almost as if he said, you know what, this is long, you lot are getting on my nerves, let me take control of this game, and he did exactly that. So are we doing him a disservice by continually playing him with his age group? I think that we are.
So me personally, as I said, welcome him to the team with open arms.
One thing, the King, you have to remember to you see the youth contracts for MLS teams, for youth players, it kind of limit them from play that amount of first team, games. You understand? So as less, they're going to give you that max contract, so you can, be on that pitch on limited time. I'm not sure if things change now with Seymour Reed, but previously, just right after he scored that goal, you kind of see when he scored that goal, I think it was against Chicago. He kind of, his minutes kind of get limited on the pitch. But youth contract in the MLS, it's kind of weird at times. You understand? Where it limits you to get enough minutes and start games from the get go in that match. You understand? So you can finish or play 90 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. So importantly, Jairus coming. I'm gonna get back to the comment here because other things them are gonna bring me back to the comment here. So I'm not gonna adjust it right now. But Jairus said if Reed can get called, Hall could have gotten called. And if you go down further, you're gonna see some other names. Now we talk about precedents for other players, and we talk about precedents. Remember, Crystal has certain precedents, but again, there are rules, there are exceptions to the rules for exceptional players. I keep on saying this again. And a 17-year-old making the team, as I say, open arms, welcome. Now, again, I hear the story I talk from, his name was mentioned in the team. These are the narratives and the agendas that are currently running. I'm going to give them right away. So, currently, as I said today, the ball right on cue, score a double against Philadelphia Union 2 in MLS Next Pro. You get me? I say he was on the bench yesterday. Look at this. He was on the bench yesterday against Philadelphia for New York City for the senior team, and then today he's scoring a double against Philadelphia second division. Crazy work. He's doing it while the previous game get a minute against New York Red Bulls, and he was on the bench against Messi's Inter Miami. Very interesting thing indeed. So moving right along, I find it very interesting now. I find it very interesting that he actually scored. One thing again. Snap. All right, so come Papa. Legendary about Midfield snap people. So looking at this, so overall, Seymour Reed so far for this season, 13 games for New York City FC senior team, 1 goal. 15 game for the second team, the youth team, 13 goals. And as Crystal said, at this service here, even bigger than that. 13 game, I'm nearly a goal. Literally nearly a goal a game. That's in the people. A joke thing. I'm literally bigger than to play MLS Next Pro. No, people. And this is a good segue. Today, again, me I scroll up on the good Instagram and I see this picture. And I say, all right, yeah, the ball I play today. Whisper play you. How time say whisper play today? Are you call or I call this morning? And he called him. And he say, whisper play. So me I say, yeah, I'm say, but the post. So I honestly thought it was just an innocent post about him ball I play U21. So I'm going to say, boom, now I'm circle the caption. And this was a very interesting caption indeed. I'm going to have to take away the have to move this off of the screen, the comments say, yeah. So the caption goes on to say, no. In true Craig Butler fashion, the man tag JFF, tag TV, tag TVJ, tag Glean. Craig Butler goes on to say, let's be clear. Dujan Whisper Richards is full, fit, strong, and available, playing, scoring goals, and is the best player on the pitch each game for Chelsea. It seems history is about to repeat itself again. Excuses made why arguable or top schoolboy football with the second biggest jump in the history of this country to pro football is being ignored. Don't worry, this happened to Leon Bailey too. It's okay we won't beg to play for our country while they chase people who shun our country like an unwanted stepsister. We will work, we will work, will rise, and we will get you right to the very top. Like Phoenix, you are, the right thing you are, and know this. We hope that when we react like those they chase, that is not Whisper who first said no, but he will be the last. You hear that? So everybody put them name out there. Shots are fired. And again, we understand why the agent of the player would do such a thing, because this is the agent of the player defending his player. You get me? I say, but I find it very interesting. This is why I find it very interesting. Because I see Whisper post this. Whisper himself posted this and said it's his first 90 minutes. And this is Whisper's first 90 minutes in over 400 days. Because remember, say, what they come back. So just like up with itself for Seymour Reid, probably it was too soon. Me just never have Whisper in the running as yet, because again, it's on first 90 minutes. But again, the precedent set with some players now have a minute. Club football, some play. So is it just, or is it Butler just a defending player, or let me take a look at them two last stats here first. So this is basically, and I don't like doing this, but I have to do it. Seymour Reid, player first. And this is MLS Pro versus Premier League 2, 117, 119. One have 295 minutes, 6 match plays, 1 have 15. Seymour Reid at youth level, 13 goals. Richards at youth level. The minutes them kind of not even a fair comparison, to be honest. You get me? I said so. It kind of disingenuous to really do it. And then this is basically Seymour Reid now playing with MLS football so far. 9 matches, 1 goal. So, I don't know nothing that the major difference that they per se, the mere fact that though a Premier League 2 Whisper play compared to MLS, still night and day. A Premier League 2 as a much better league than even the MLS, right? But I don't know why I have to go draw for the comparison. I shouldn't have to, but people are bringing it up. I may tell you, I saw comments there now. I'm finding comments. Not only Craig has said, I tell you, comments there. I saw somebody commenting. So people are commenting and I said Trivante, which we'll get to that in a few. But people also comment and say Whisper. See the Whisper. People are called Whisper name. Whisper should, one kaka, Whisper should also be included. Our so-called back Whisper. So and only Craig alone has said so. It seems like other people draw the comparison and want to make that though. People hit the like button, give the channel 200 likes. People don't smash the like no man. When they don't want legend come back out there no man, tired of him. But people when they smash the like button and bring it up. But yeah, Whisper, the Seymour Reid, me not even want to take away him shine, because I think all of this has take away from him shine, getting a call up. He must have been proud, as I say, double today. But I want to make all of this Whisper Seymour Reid reason we are going on.
It's all about PR stunt, you know, everybody want them ball off on the plane. But no, to be quite frank, wake up very early. You know, the first thing we grab for at the computer for watch Whisper game this morning. And first 90 minutes in the tank. But it goes back to previous games. You understand? Because at times, this is because it's not a huge, you know, stadium. It's literally like on a farmland on the training pitch. And you can literally hear the coach giving out instructions. It even goes back in that massive game that they played versus City. The coach directly giving Whisper a lot of instructions. You know, go there. You know, coming back, track back. You know, press. You know, get at him. But the game that he played this morning, you could see that Whisper. You know, as much as he's probably fully fit, as well. You know, nobody would really know him more than like Craig Butler. You know, he said he's fully fit, but you could see that he's not up to the standard as yet. you know, the confidence is not there. You know, that's not the Whisper. Whisper is a player, flamboyant boy, you know, someone that have a lot of confidence, someone that who have a high for goal. And this morning, Whisper was just, you know, I don't know what he was doing out on that right hand side. I guess he was just picking grass on the pitch. You understand? Yeah. But he had an okay game today, but it wasn't to that standard of say, yo, Dojo and Whisper is back. But him have more games below par. You say, yo, Whisper can really do better than you say, yo, he might light up the PL too. So he's not up to the standard of where Whisper was at when he just started to play for Chelsea academy team.
Yeah. Crystal, let me something let her cook. Crystal, let her cook. Crystal, what do you make of this reasoning now?
Obviously, we're not trying to put the players against each other. It's just for conversation sake, because sometimes people take things out of context. So that's obviously not what we're doing. And it does make sense because they're two bright prospects. Given their age, they're still teenagers, hence the comparison. But again, I think it was Nakada that said it. You set a dangerous precedent. Can you fault Craig Butler? People can have their opinions on him if you want. Can you fault him for standing up for his players' inclusion in the national team when players are being called to the national team when they don't have a club and they're not even accumulated minutes? Like, how do you argue about calling up a player to the national team when they don't have a club? You don't have a leg to stand on. So irrespective of what level Whisper is playing at, he's still playing for a club. So that there is grounds for a solid argument, and that would annoy any agent, any representative would not be best pleased with that. And that's why I'm firmly against certain precedents that get set, especially where you're calling up a player that don't have a club. I think that the gaffer should have been called out for that. Like, he should have known that you don't ever do anything like that again, because it's so disrespectful to players who are working their ass off day in, day out. They're missing out on little intimate personal moments, can't take their little ones to school because they're going off to training, and you can't even be rewarded with a call-up. But a player that don't have a club can be called up over you. It's so disgusting and disrespectful. So you can't blame Butler for saying what's going on here. Like, you can call him a madman all you want, but the argument is solid. There's grounds there why what he's saying makes perfect sense. So I get it. But in terms of Whisper, he said it there in black and white, first 90 minutes in the tank. So again, you could argue and say that give him time to catch up to speed and then see where we go from there. If it's the case of when we qualify for the World Cup, he might be able to poach himself a ticket to World Cup 2026. But you can't, on this occasion, you can't fault Butler, because there are players there who are being called up that don't even have minutes. I don't care what league you play in, you're not even touching grass. How are you going to be match fit if you're not touching grass? Like, you're not playing matches. Like, there is a reason why you must play matches. There is a reason why clubs must do preseason, because being physically fit is different to being match fit. So you can't blame Craig Butler for speaking his mind. He's more than entitled to do so.
Fox. That's exactly what I thought. That's why I'm even bring it up, you know. That's why I'm even bring it up, because there's a point to be made. Now, there's also a point to be made again. This has just opened a can of worms, because I guess we'll move on to the next player or next topic so we can see what's happening. So the next takeaway on the agenda we have, because again, I think the precedence is all that's what's happening. The precedence that is being set, it kind of make all of these talks happen and these agendas happen right now. So next point.
The qualifier that begun, the JFI put out a watch list of players, including the likes of Rico Henry, of course, long-term target Mason Greenwood, with this window and then the November window left. What are the chances of we seeing those players playing for Jamaica before the qualifiers end?
I can't answer that question. As I said, the last time they weren't involved, and this time also. So we focus on the players who are here, and believe you me, all the players on the list, and I think we put about 50 players on that list. We're following every 50 player very, very closely. So we've got 2 camps to go. Hopefully we have a clean bill of health come Monday for this one, and then November will be different again.
And ironically, the picture of the watch list is this picture, right? The famous watch list, and that picture was posted by Tyrese Hall, which we're gonna get around to in a second. So we'll go back to the Tyrese Hall, and I guess the inclusion of Seymour Reid with the exclusion of Tyrese Hall is also a bit more baffling than that. Well, I hear what the coach said, because he's going to address it. But the coach said right here that they are watching all the players on the watch list. But how you guys look at it? Because by now I thought that we would have seen at least 1 or 2 of the players them were there. So I think you at least see a one Rico Henry by now, I want Max Aarons by now, I want Tyrese Hall, I want Janira Johnson. How do you feel about that? Like not seeing any I want Cameron Archer. Like what's happening there? So it's not only the Mason Greenwood saga, but what's happening with the Diaspora players though? Wagwan right there. So like that's a serious question when the man asks the coach. Say, yo, coach, wagwan for the watch list. I watch them not coming in. What we are waiting for bring them in. Wagwan right there, so no, seriously, wagwan. The mute again, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, as a Christian, I said, bro, like we don't know what the metrics were going, all this team pick, what Steve McLaren really I do with the program. You see this watch list, you see Janir, you see so many different players, on the list of like, yo, why these players are on the list, but still when they're supposed to get called up for the official window, you don't hear anything on it. So you literally have a blank shot at this moment. So you can't be trusted. But this man is here, to bring the team to the World Cup, and he's just doing it to the best of his ability. He's not a coach. I don't see Steve McLaren as a coach. I see more of a godfather, of someone that can roll up some troops and get them going for a game. You understand? I don't see this man to literally build a program. What if it was Steve McLaren pick up the team after Tapper Whitmore, then Grimmy?
Is it really fair though, Nicole? Because we also see where him consistently are bringing 1 and 2 new players in each camp, but just the big names them we are looking for, we just not see them. Because in this camp, what the new name are coming in? Probably must say Ian Frey and Seymour Reid, but we are looking for Rico Henry and Max Aarons and Cameron Archer, some names where some Premier League names. We just not see them. They walk going with starting with that. Other part of because to be fair on him, remember say him drop them in one by one. Who are the one by one? Because what they go through it? The Roman Burl them come from out literally nowhere. Nobody not see. We never even attract Roman Burl.
I think Mason Woodgate was one of them, I think.
Yeah, so if you care, I'm not saying bringing them, but them not forwarding fast enough. What happened? I went to qualify for the World Cup, the paper. What go on? Crystal, what go on? What do you think? You think it's a watch list and them just a watch the list? Like just watch list and that's why I need watch list. What go on?
They can tell us anything they want to tell us, can't they? So they're not a fly on the wall. But it could even be a case of we might have shot ourselves in the foot as a fan base by demanding for him not to be the head coach, because how do you sell a project to a player or players when they're playing in arguably the biggest league in the world? Like, how do you what do you say to them, whether it's them going off to play in the World Cup or not, especially when they have possibly 2 to 3 World Cup cycle in them? Who are they coming to play for? Like, if it's not, because let's say there's groundwork there that's been built already. I'm assuming it would have been built with Steve McLaren, right? Now, if you take him out of the picture, are those players going to want to proceed with the purpose of representing Jamaica? And obviously, it's easy for us to say that country over club, and you should want to play for Jamaica. But that's probably us being egotistical. If the coach that wanted you to represent the national team is looking as if he might not be the coach, then are you going to then unintentionally ask yourself some questions like, what is going on here? Do they have their house in order? Again, if you're a player that is in your early 20s, surely you can afford to say, you know what, let me wait and see what's going on before fully committing ourselves to the national team. And players have their own personal desires and aspirations as well. And I think it's selfish of us to overlook that. If you're looking at a ship that's looking like it's not steady and it might be sinking, are you going to want to jump on board? Surely not. You want to make sure that if you're going on board, the life jackets are there if in case you're going to be tipping over. You know, you want to make sure that everything is safe and secured. And it's probably nothing more than that. Players are probably waiting to see what's going on because they're well within their right to do so. No one wants to join a sinking ship at the end of the day. Like, it's their career that's on the line. So it's probably a case of they're not really sure what's going on with regards to head coach appointment. And even worse so, if they have a relationship with McLaren already, irrespective of what we might think of him as a fan base, they probably think highly of him. So it could just be something as simple as that.
Yeah, because remember that one of the kickers was said that he's being brought in to basically bring in more diaspora players. That was one of the things when he was appointed, you know, to say that not only this is a big coach with a huge track record, but he would have been connecting with these diaspora players, these heritage players more. So it kind of baffled me why it slowed down. But Danny Jed said, one thing I know, we have to cap tie Reed before USA team him. So probably that explain why Reed the team probably it's a rat race business when they realize him have a time. But it's very interesting on that. I don't know, you don't want to finish up because I know some of the kind of interject Nikada. You want to finish up on the
You're good, man. Just I say, yo, Steve McLaren is not a man that for build a foundation. You understand? So we have to just be careful. The jobs that we really want him to do.
Yeah, but so the fact that it was said that this is one of the things them where he was hired to do, and the connections him have with the diaspora players, the heritage players, and it seemed that way for a lot of time. It seemed that way, and it actually seemed that way because the mere fact them name has been there and the president talk about them. Me for wonder as a Crystal say, I don't know if it's a watch list and the watch list a watch the project as well, which kind of stupid because the project is about to go to World Cup. So it should be about going to World Cup. So you really are what it's not about just going to World Cup, it's about going to World Cup with a good program. So again, I think the program will do a lot better. In all honesty, I think the program are moving in the right direction and do a lot better. So I don't know what I go. I mean, if a paperwork's business, it just baffles me. So I had to bring this up. But yeah, very interesting, very, very interesting indeed. But I guess we can move on to the next topic and because coming like the ball game must slow down. Jets. We try to speed it up. We need a quick touch midfielder in the ball game, you know, but we'll speed it up because I'm not always know over Crystal. Crystal, what time now? Jano, we know we pass a bit time, so let it go. Or if you want.
Now you can finish up. You can finish up.
Okay.
So
here's the thing, people. Let me say this. I'm telling you what go on first. This is my question. People, me don't know what the first thing first, my throat dry. I'm a very, very don't laugh. Crystal, don't laugh either. I know you're over there. You see water. Let me tell you this. You see water, drinking water. And water the dead, you know, so them put on water for the chair them. I'm take out the water and drink the water. First thing first, my throat dry. Second thing, proper preparation prevent poor performance. And me know the question I'm going to ask, but I never write down my question. I just have my question in my head. I'm a fumble over my question. Now, I think the first question I'm going to ask, it set me up because I could remember the first question. And the first question I'm going to ask was just doing a favor to ask that question. Because I have two questions for ask. It comes like I waste the question, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But then the first question I'm going to ask, show me after I could remember it. And then the second question I'm going to write down, so I never prepare well. And it was a big lesson to prepare, because when you present, you tell us some.
Oh no, I'm good.
Yeah, so when you present and you know, because I didn't want to be looking at the phone, so it kind of did trip me up. Kind of trip me up along with the mature getting dry in the water. I'm not drink. But anyways, running.
Time around in the last run of games, we saw where you made two changes. I suppose saw where you made a change at halftime where you brought on Kara Anderson in the second half, 15 minutes in the second half of both games. See now Isaac Hayden will be out. How important is the likes of Kara Anderson and even Ian Frey coming in this team to fill that void for the first game?
So basically, what I did want to ask is, in our last two games them all play, the man literally carry Kara Anderson within the first 15 minutes of the second half, right? So in my estimation, with Isaac Hayden being out, I think say Kara Anderson should be the next player in, right? Now so you go, if you bring on somebody, even though I don't fit him, I have to compliment him, but I don't think the coach should Kara Anderson to play the number 6 alone. So I'll be very surprised if I actually Kara Anderson start and not. I'll be very surprised. I'll be honest with you, I'll be very surprised if I Kara Anderson start. But basically, that's the question I'm going to ask. Basically, who are step up? Who are start in the absence of Isaac Hayden? Basically, that me they want to put in a nice way. You see, but I'm going to listen to the answer.
I mean, one of the key things that we do say to the squad at the beginning of every game is we call them starters and finishers, so they're not subs, they're finishers.
So yesterday me and Reese the same talk about starters and finishers. I don't know if because they interpret the message to say that him constantly a carry and Anderson. I'm never ask if a career ever start, because you can't just blatantly ask the coach a career ever start since Hayden out. You get me as the coach now, me that try to finesse the question for ask if I really career. But the matter about starters and finishers said wait. So is it that the coach still have career as a finisher, meaning a player off the bench? I want to make up this so far before we finish play out this.
Literally tell me, looking at the midfield, Isaac is out, as I said, Frey, Bobby, Russell, Kirai, Anglin, and Casey Palmer. I don't see this coach trust Bobby if he plays at 6, which I think we have never really seen it before. So more likely it would be Ian Frey, but who will be, the partnership with Ian Frey? And what I'm seeing, seems like you don't really trust Kara Anderson, to a certain standard of look. Is he that mature enough to play that role in a crucial game away? I mean, I would see Bobby, Casey, and probably Ian Frey starting.
No, Casey's out. Casey's out as well.
Yeah, Casey's, yeah, sorry. I got he picked up that, John Russell as well. Bobby is playing at 10, and then you probably see Ian Frey and John Russell, play as double pivot, and Bobby Reed play above them.
So that means that him only trust Kara if he be a sub then. Crystal, what do you make of this you?
Firstly, I think you're being a bit too hard on yourself. You got to remember you're in a pressurized situation, and people don't understand that when it comes to being in a press conference, it is sometimes difficult to get your question across, because one thing, you don't want to cause an offense, you don't want to disrespect anyone, and you almost feel as if you're racing against yourself. So I think the best thing for you to do is maybe use bullet points next time, and then you could elaborate on it, because if you're trying to read directly from your phone, which there's nothing wrong with doing that, it's probably better for you, easier on the eye if you're using a bullet point, and then you could expand on your question. But no, you did fine. I think you don't need to justify nothing to any of us. You went there, you filmed, if you was multitasking, you was filming, recording, and also asking a question. So you was being a videographer, an audio person, and a journalist. That's 3 different jobs in one, which you're obviously not giving yourself credit for. So don't try to downplay yourself. But it's difficult to say, isn't it? I have no clue what McLaren's what McLaren's plan is. But again, midfield always seems to be the topic of conversation. But I guess it's a waiting game to see what he's going to do. But just like you said, he has his loyal servants, and we've listened to him, and he's given high praises to Isaac Hayden, and deservedly so. Isaac Hayden is his go-to man when it comes to the midfield. Like, that's his boy. That's almost like his captain in the heart of the midfield. It's just who is going to be.
Let me just play the rest of this.
So, we hope to be in a position of control, and people need to be ready to come on and impact. So, the key thing is having trust in these players that they can come on and do the job. Kira has done that a couple of times now. Angling came in very, very well.
So, in talk about Kira, in talk about angling, Mr. Kai. Now, again, the important thing why I talk about angling is because we see Lambert get left out of the squad. And it it is justifiable because they keep on having Lambert there, and Lambert not getting the minutes. So that is why Lambert find himself out of the squad. That kind of makes sense. But we have a player side. And him talk about the subs there. Remember when we talk about the impact that Kaim had and the impact that Shamar had? So probably he might call out the people them who him see as finishers. So probably him see Kara as a finisher, him see Anglin as a finisher, him see Kaim as a finisher, and him see Shamar as a finisher. Probably not some starters. I don't know. Let's see.
And Shamar really impressed us when they came on against Trinidad. Mason Holgate, disappointed not to be starting, came on 20 minutes in each of the games and made sure that we kept the lead that we had. So for me, the 11 who start, obviously important, but for me the most important people are the people on the bench, because the game's over 95 minutes. And what we have learned in the Caribbean is because of the heat, because of the intensity of the games, that from one game to the next, we need to look at that and maybe change a few players, which we did last time, and make sure that we've got any energy and attitude. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, so basically him talk about him starters and finishers. I think we can move right along because that me get from it. He have some people as starters, he have some as finishers, and I guess that's what you need in our team to build up and comprise the team.
Update on the Macy Green situation.
No update, same as it was the last time. It's not committed to us as yet.
So that one was a straight shot. Update on the Macy Greenwood situation. No update. Same as the last time. Not committed to us. Straight and plain and straightforward with that. I'm a thing, I know a lot of people have said that you do a lot of Macy Greenwood videos. I'm already expressed the reason why I did that. I know that me and Christian say eye to eye with that. And to each his own, I'm like the fact say, as grown adults, you have to learn to agree to disagree and Lego that. You see me? But as for the football aspect of it, straight through the coach get no update to that. And I guess it just tie into the rest of players them I don't know. You see me? But it's just a straight shot. Straight shot with that one. The man just say no update, not committed to us as yet. And move on. The man not even waste time on that. You see me?
Forward is concerned. Still, the players who are having the forward line lacking in goals, and we have a Trivantes who are right now, last 5 games, 3 goals, in really good goal scoring form. Is he in any content idea of being seen or being called up at any time soon?
Sorry, who was that?
Trivantes Stewart.
Yes, player we've followed from his time in Serbia.
Yeah. Only thing the coach never hear him name, or the coach must never hear him name. let me not start an agenda.
Last year, got a good move to Maccabi, I think, and we certainly.
Sure, the coach. No, what we want to talk about. Yeah, mute again.
Him just never hear him name. Him just never hear him name. Because he pronounce the club name correct. He pronounce the club name correct.
Serbia. Alright,
I've watched it a lot, and I got to say, Shamar has such a good record in Caribbean football, playing for Jamaica. That when we looked at the squad last time, Javante was very close.
So you realize them call Shamar name. But just have to one of the things them so we don't miss them. There's a reason why I'm called Shamar name. Let's run.
With Shamar, and Shamar got the nod for coming in. But Javante is definitely one player that we are following very, very closely and in contact with, and making sure that we still follow it. These players have to follow the form and play well for their clubs, obviously, but be fit. Some players we trust already and have got kind of.
In the hear that part there, some players them do a trust already. So just like any coach, them have them foot soldier them. So I'm making know. Me am a foot soldier them, and him trust the foot soldier them. You see me?
Money in the bank, shall we say? And new players coming in have to earn that trust when they come in. So, yeah, Trevante is somebody that we are following very closely.
So, I want to make a this Trevante. Trevante, the reason for Trevante not being there. I want to make that real quick.
Bro, it's hard for read because the guy is totally on farm. You understand? Played a few games, in Europe, playing, in his league, scoring goals. He's that vocal man up front. Yes, he's been in and out of the team in the first part when he just, joined up with the team, but proving that, look, he should be starting, day in and day out for the football club. So he's literally on farm at this moment. And when you look at his highlights, you could see that whenever he even missed the opportunity, he's very hungry with himself. You understand? Very hungry. So he's someone that, it's like him have an aim for this season. Like, we need to get up there. We need to do something to probably, what more can he prove to show that, look, I need a looking back. And it just can't be of what happened, during the Alf Grimms era, being, that suspended and all that. But everybody needed a second chance. And the guy is proving it. Like, look, double digits, in Serbia. It's a very good league as well. He didn't do what his name? Junior Flemings did. Flemo did. I went to UAE. He went into, another European league.
Yeah.
You understand? And then he left a bottom table team in Serbia going to play conference qualification rounds. So that shows you that the level, stepped up. And that even proved us that, look, when he joined up with Salernitana in Italian league, he was way above that level. It was just too quick for him. So he's like probably a few steps behind to get back up there. And he's doing it at this moment. So if he continue to do the hard work, getting the ball in the onion bag, it's just going to be harder and harder to keep him up. But you could see the coach is using comparison of maybe Trevante and Bowser is similarity. But Trevante is a little bit more explosive. What I'm seeing now of him in Israel than a Bowser. Sometimes it's like his legs are so heavy at times. You understand? But I mean, the coach I picked the team have feelings and who he can trust.
Yeah, Crystal, we'll make at this because if you talk about informed striker, it doesn't get more informed than Trevante. I think 3 and 5, 4 out of 10 so far. No, nobody have them goals here. So we make a reason, because I don't want to say excuse. We make a reason.
Yeah, that one is a little bit baffling. Is so baffling again because we don't know what warrants a player to a call up, and I don't want to like regurgitate what I've said already as it relates to who has been given a nod over others. But piggybacking, I think Nicardo said it. If it's a case of everyone deserve forgiveness, then surely Trevante Stewart should also be forgiven, right? It cannot be.
Crystal, stop right there forgiven. You were talking, I'm cut you off because here's what I think
it did happen, yeah.
Oh, man, my stream that buffer.
Yeah.
So it's that I never hear nobody attack, so that's how I play it, but my apologies for that. I could have said something to me.
Got you, man. We need to go to VAR and slope the pace of the game, bro.
I got you, Crystal. Sorry about that.
I was saying that if it's a case of saying that everyone deserves forgiveness, then I should think the same concept applies to Trevante Stewart. It cannot be a case of, for what it's worth, what he allegedly did alongside Leon Bailey is going to be excluded from representing his national team forever. At one point, are you going to say to yourself, he has suffered enough? You know, if you've brought back Leon Bailey, why have you not brought him back? And it's subjective to say that he hasn't been playing well at that point to the present. Okay, your argument probably holds water, or perhaps not, because as I said, players are being called outside of a meritocratic system. So how do you defend that? Is indefensible. So I think for him, it's unfortunately a massive lesson learned. Like we all know, Puss and Dog don't have the same luck, and that's unfortunately what he's dealing with now. Life is unfair, but again, perhaps the onus is on new media and traditional media to ask those thought-provoking questions and go with the uncomfortable. If you are saying that every single person deserves forgiveness, and I am not here to tell you whether that is true or not, people deserve to be forgiven. So are you saying that Trevante Stewart doesn't deserve forgiveness? It's about sometimes testing the water and having those uncomfortable conversations. And perhaps it's not McLaren that's in charge of giving Trevante Stewart the final call or the green light. But if that person is in charge of doing so, why is it one rule for one and the next rule for someone else? So that, again, there's so many conflicting arguments there that you're not really sure what to work with. But definitely the issue that we've discussed directly and indirectly is that there is no meritocratic system here that is clear for us to say this is what warrants a player to a call up. And until we iron that one out, we're always going to have these little silly little conversations that we're unfortunately have to discuss.
Yeah, but Crystal, I was saying this, because I think Nicola here. So I get two comments to say that I cut you off by mistake when we played the last video. But I was saying that I couldn't hear what you were saying because my stream had started to buffer. So I made a listen for a while, and it sounded like you finished. I never hear what you're saying, in all honesty. So I say, why tough entertainment? Say, why am I cut you off? And another person, I say, why am I cut you off? So
yeah,
we never know I cut you off. So that's why I say my apologies.
It's just technical difficulties.
So my apologies, man. My apologies. But Crystal, what I say is, if I cut you off, you have to bust my ears back and move me on the way. You know what I mean?
No, I thought it was because you said before that we're working against time. So I just went, we're working against time, you know?
No, my mother cut you off, Crystal. I'll work against time, man. But yes.
Sorry about it.
All right. So, Ryan LFC, the legend with a super chat. Big up yourself. Lay out the legend and show yo. Big up yourself. People, the legend and drop money on the board. Big up yourself with the super chat. Bro, come through the super chat. Big up yourself, legend.
StreamYard they'll pay for the month.
Yes, big up yourself. You know about here. You know about there, but we can move right along because we are almost reached in an extra time, in an added time, whatever, I think I had only 2 more clips left.
Like is concerned.
So I see there 1 more clip left because we played that already. And the final clip of the night, then, gentle people, final clip of the night, and then, what is, oh yeah, this is it now, the final clip of the night. The man of the moment himself.
Tyrese Hall is on loan at Notts County from Tottenham, and he's been in fine form this season, 4 goals in 7. He actually played a part in all 3 of the.
Hear me, I said before I talk about this.
Yeah, boy.
That journalist, yeah, I'm a general, straight shooter. When I say straight, the man get to the point and make a show on something with the man afterwards. So the man get to the point. As I said, when it is done, me and them a reason, them say, yo, King, I hear a question, then, and you usually ask them question, and you ask for twice or last time. So them say them think me that I ask that again. Again, I tell you how I fumble about right, so whatever. But straight shooter. That journalist do something with international journalists them, because them ask a second part of the question and not hear him double down on it because coach never answered and coach did end up answering. Run it.
Tyrese Hall is on loan at Notts County from Tottenham, and he's been in fine form this season, 4 goals in 7. He actually played.
And by the way, as a YouTuber, I'm not sure. I need to find out. Next time I have to ask.
He's a YouTuber?
think he's a YouTuber. But me have to try remember who. My apologies, my general, for the member. I think on Instagram or YouTube. Me don't know him. I don't find out him.
Coach Tyrese Hall is on loan at Notts County from Tottenham, and he's been in fine form this season. 4 goals in 7. He actually played a part in all 3 of the goals today. How closely are you looking at him, and is there any hesitation at this point in bringing in new players at this juncture in order to build that chemistry with the core, given that there are only 4 games left?
So, you hear the question? I'm going to ask about all, I'm going to tell you, say, the most informed, and I'm going to ask the second part of the question, say, if you not hesitate to bring in new players now, what are the new players then? Coach, answer.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's the case of Seymour Reid, who, interested in it, going to bring 3 or 4 of these talented youngsters in at once.
What I'm saying? In the case of Seymour Reid, but 3 or 4. Yeah, but when I'm saying about 3 or 4 talented youngsters, I'm going to try to figure it. Hold on, I'll pull it back.
Absolutely right. It's the case of Seymour Reid, who, interested in it, going to bring 3 or 4 of these talented youngsters in at once. The most important thing is qualification for the World Cup and winning these games. Tyrese Hall, he's somebody we followed for a long time. Great that he got moved to Notts County. Started on the bench, a few minutes. Now he's starting. Now he's producing. He was so close to being in the squad. But obviously we can't pick everybody.
Huh? Wait. You understand? The man say man do everything right, but obviously we can't pick anybody. All right, go on.
And at this present moment, we've looked for experience, people who know the region.
In this very moment, we're looking for experience for people who know this very region. So all that farm, not right now. We are looking for experience in the midfield. Basically, that on the ear, right?
So we can't bring in too much of youngsters at once. 3, 4 of them, need experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The travel, the area, but Tyrese is definitely someone for the future, and very close to a caller.
Yeah, and just quickly, is there any hesitation from your point in terms of bringing in new players at this juncture, given we only have 4 games left?
Absolutely not. If they're good enough, they'll be in the squad. And players have come to the fore, like Seymour, like Tyrese Hall. We've been looking at, like Tyrese Campbell, and Roman Burrell in the Unity Cup. No hesitation in bringing in younger players. If they can do the job, give us the energy and the attitude, they'll be in the squad.
Thank you.
So here, him double down back on the question, because the coach never answered the last part of the question. But I'm going to give my take on this real quick. I think it sounds like you must say, get qualification out of the way, and next window, you might end up 6, 7, 8, 9 new players. What do you get at that what the coach just said?
I think what he was saying, and obviously I can't speak for him, but I think what he was saying is, again, it's just, it's so frustrating because he's contradicting himself with certain things that he's saying. But if we're just working with what he's saying just in this press conference, I think what he was saying is that he perhaps can't bring in too many young players all in one go, as in one window, but perhaps in the next window or windows to come, he'll be looking to do so. But I think it goes back to what we were talking about maybe midway through the live stream. At the end of the day, he was hired to qualify us to the World Cup. Right, so he was brought to qualify us to the World Cup, and we'll also have to take into consideration a couple of the internal issues there that took place when we unfortunately exited the Gold Cup. And I said that could potentially be part of the reason why certain players have yet to commit their futures to Jamaica. When we look at those young players they're born in England, for example, not to say that is the reason, but it could be a could it be type of thing. And in terms of Tyrese Hall, again, again. The gaffer was hired to bring us to the World Cup. And the reason why I'm adding emphasis to that is I'm keen to see what will happen when we qualify. Are they going to give him a contract extension, or is he going to be shown the thank you, enjoy the rest of your career, best of luck with your future endeavors type of thing? So if there's any gray area there pertaining to what will happen when he qualifies to the World Cup, is he really going to want to build us a foundation when that's not really what he was hired to do? We kind of have to put ourselves in his position as well. Like, if you're treating me less than I perhaps deserve to be treated, am I going to go above and beyond for you? Perhaps no. So I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm just saying there's probably little things there that we need to take into consideration, perhaps put ourselves in his position to say, am I going to go above and beyond when I might not be the one that take us to the World Cup after I qualify you for the World Cup? Why should I give you a lasting legacy, a lasting foundation, one that you can build a long-term gratification on, if you're going to just tell me that no thank you after I've qualified you for the World Cup? So that's the way that I'm looking at it. Not to defend him, but I'm just saying, put yourself in Steve McLaren's position. Would you do that? Because you're a bit of a mug if you do. I need to make sure that if I qualify you to the World Cup, I'm going to be the one standing on the sidelines at the World Cup with you, because I'm not a mug. I know I was hired to qualify you for the World Cup, but if I'm bringing you players of the caliber of Tyrese Hall, who's playing for Tottenham, and you want me to go and bring you other players playing in the Premier League and in the Championship, you need to make sure that I'm going to be on the sidelines when I qualify you for the World Cup for the first time since 1998. And if there's no guarantee of that, I'm not going to go above and beyond. And you can't blame the man for that. He's a human being. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying it's worth considering the could it be, what if type of thing, I
guess the conversation to be had then, because I guess next time anybody get a chance to talk with the powers that be, I guess they can ask the powers that be if the coach is only here, if the contract of the coach is to get us to the World Cup, or also does it include playing at the World Cup? Because them can say it in a way, because majority of coaches that get the job to take the team to World Cup, they actually get the chance to play in the World Cup. It's usually after the World Cup the contract done. So that's an interesting one, because I think we take it for granted to think that it means that he has a contract until after the World Cup.
Yeah, I think consideration that it's kind of similar to the Lorne Donaldson situation, isn't it? Lorne Donaldson came in after Vin Blaine to take us over the line to qualify us for the World Cup, and subsequently he was given a contract extension. So JFF don't really need to say anything more than what they've already said. He was hired to take us to the World Cup. So whether or not that requires a follow-up of a contract extension, that's a question that I think at this point of the qualification process should have been hashed out already. Like, we need to know, is it going to be you taking us to the World Cup and also standing on the sidelines, or are we going to see someone else on the sidelines? Perhaps a person that's already part of the setup. But my back isn't broad, so I'm not going to call no names. So I'm leaving that one right where it is.
Yeah, me I leave it too. Me I leave it over the card show. We carry it over the card show. Yo, I mean, I mean, sometimes it's rough, but we have to step on that one because man, in terms of
the
situation here.
The thing where I'm say, like, no one bringing too much youngsters and stuff like that. You know why things like this can really happen? You know why a coach don't want to just bring in a lot of influx of young players? There wasn't a solid base, a foundation that built, 2-3 years ago. You understand? I tell you this scenario over and over, behind the scene of, look when I think it was Bruce Arena failed the US men's national team, that game in Trinidad in the build-up for Russia 2018. What the US did, they went for, bag of youngsters locally and abroad as well, that's playing, youth teams, who's just getting, a fringe player as a teenager into some top clubs in Europe, to getting minimal minutes, but they getting, 45, 40, 30 minutes in those games as well. And if you go back to the build-up of the World Cup for the US, they had players like Tyler Adams, they have players like McKinney, they have players like Busio, they have players like I think some other players, some of them teenagers and who's in their early 20s. You understand? So there was a solid foundation, there's a trust for young players, and that was a project. So no real project I've ever built around our national team. So what we really are asked for, it's not really going to happen. But what Crystal said is, what was his job? What was his main purpose? Is to get the team over the line. And he's not going to run his job or put his reputation out there on the line like, look, this is one of the easiest pathway in CONCACAF for any team. And to make it go into the press of Steve McLaren, fail the national team, making it to the World Cup. No, that reputation upon him. Maybe this is his last job. Who knows? You understand? So, I mean, it is what it is, bro. We just have to accept whatever McLaren bring to the show, because the JFF, it's all what happened in the process of getting Al Grimson. Stuff didn't go down well. Him running left the program, and then here comes McLaren that, look, 18 months. That's all his job, 18 months. So him just have to just bring in players that, again, what him say, players that we can trust. But what we want a project. We want a solid foundation where we can actually start off with some very good, promising youngsters. Tyrese, all one of them, and very good farm. While we can't have, a Tyrese, all, players like John Russell, Joe Latibody, ages like early 20s, starting in the national team. Why it have to be like players have to be 30? It doesn't have to be that. But because he's not a great technician with a team as well, that he can't really set up a team to get the maximum potential out of players. He's just like a man manager. No eating on the program, brother. You understand? Yeah, he's just like a man manager. Like, he don't know how to set up a solid foundation of, Darius, you go there, Joshua Anglin, Kerry Anderson, that will be my midfield three, going into the Curacao game. And set up that team tactically. He's not that coach. He's not that coach. You understand? So, and what's going to happen is we're just going to have to bite a lot of bullets. And when we get over the line for this cycle, 2030 should be that cycle where we know, say, Rudolph Speed and him friend them are going to get a proper coaching staffs, including a proper TD to get, this a proper scouting system around the world to get the young talents like the Gennaro in. So these players, playing for 4-5 years straight going into our World Cup. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So we have to just wait till this over, and hopefully the start of the September window right after the World Cup that will start to happen for 2030.
Yeah, so people, we are run up the show now, but we have finished the few little something we have. So there is our people, the hottest Reggae Boyz right now, without a farm, the hottest Jamaican player, it's not a Reggae Boyz. Look at these people, 1, 2, 3, 4 goals in 4 games, and this is a number 10. A number 10. So far for the season, Tyrese are gone 4 goals in 10 games. A striker number them there. Is him, but my players a number 10, very attacking for him club. So that is what is happening there. So that is Tyrese. That's my 10 takeaways from the press conference. So now people, I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to run through the comment section real quick. But first, people, look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the monitor. Look at the monitor. And I did. Let me tell you something. It's amazing because this is JFF that posted a transfer. Look how much transfer go on. You know, find amazing said JFF, Jamaica Football Federation. You posted this transfer.
High profile transfer. What do you think, Crystal? High profile transfer locally in the JPL.
Yeah, the man them post the transfer, bro. I say, yeah. Everybody must say, he said, Harry Magician.
I really do wish him the very best of luck. There's been one too many stop and starts with his career, isn't it? It's just one too many. When are you going to fulfill your potential? You don't want him to be a player when he close off in his career. We look back and say it's a talent that could have been. Because at the moment, that's all that we're saying. It's a talent that could have been. It's a talent with a massive question mark. When are you going to deliver? And If he doesn't get it right, as in now, from now until the closing of his career, it might be a case of someone else takes your spotlight if that hasn't already happened to him. Because obviously we're now in a position where we're looking heavily across the board in the diaspora. And just like what Nakada said, for the next World Cup window, we need to get it right from the jump. And if he can't get it right in the JPL, then it's probably curtain is closed for him. So I wish him the very best of luck. I hope that he can get it right. I'm not sure if he's left it a little too late to poach himself a ticket to the World Cup when we qualify, but I wish him all the best.
Everybody I put them name in the hat one way or the other. Nikada, real quick while we roll up this show.
Nah, I mean, I wish Maggie the best. I'm just hope that this will be the right Belgium move, because I would say such club, is affiliate to a club in Belgium, but it's not the KRC gang that the other man did that talk about. You understand? But I mean, look, this season is going to be a big season for Maggie. He's going to have to use this JPL season to put back himself on the map. But the way I see Mount Pleasant played at times, is it suitable for Tariq Maggie? You understand? I'm not sure, but if he can go down there in the Garden Parish and make it work, as they call him, the magician, then kudos to him. I will be supporting him. I need, potential player like this that who haven't fulfilled his dream as yet. Give him all the support, on the TV and the phone, how I can give it, and hope that, Maggie can fulfill something to go back outside of Jamaica.
Yeah, definitely. But gents, people in the comment section, Mr. Gents, Nikado, Crystal, people, this has been one. Usually, every time I say one of the best show them, but genuinely, this has been one of the most informative show them, balance show them. The views of Crystal people, the views of Crystal are worth. Crystal, Crystal, I know your worth. I'm not even tell you.
You have to remember, too, as much as she knowledgeable on the game and know to bring her story across, even though it's an opinion thing on everyone, but you see that English accent there, it's valuable as well. You understand? And the most important thing too, she's the only female doing this as well.
Yep.
You understand?
More importantly.
Yes, she's the only female in this doing it as well.
The truth is, Crystal is a lot level-headed. You see, sometimes it's the only reason I know you're there, Crystal, so I talk to you in a third person. Is there a reason, Crystal? It's so level-headed, it's so withdrawing emotions and using a lot more logic. It's so data-driven without using data. It's so logical. You get me? I said so.
No, thank you. I still think you're just being nice, but thank you. I appreciate it.
It's not because we know that it's factual.
Facts.
We are not the only ones say this.
No, let's watch the comment. Just look at the comment section as well, Crystal. Come on, Crystal. It has been a pleasure. Crystal, the pleasure is really mine. It's been long overdue, but I tell you, greatness, you can't rush it. People, this was a great show. Crystal made the show what it was tonight alongside Nikada. Me and Nikada have a lot of projects are going, so I'm not even big him up. I'm the create CR7 and me are the young Messi, young CR7. Crystal had a young body shot. But yeah, people big up on themselves. Crystal, thanks for passing through.
No, but King, you can't do this. Crystal, quick. Probably 90 seconds. Give us the latest of roundups of what is going on with the women, because King don't really watch women football. I watch women football. I was watching that. No. The fans them need to. No, you cannot have the guru for the women games. And don't have a round. Crystal, give us a little quick snaps of what is going on with the ladies around the world.
Well, that's a very good question. Well, all the leagues are pretty much in full swing now as it relates to all the teams there, the girls they're playing in their respective leagues. So just the usual across Europe, WSL. I probably don't want to go there with King, because we took not one but two players off his hands, and one is obviously eligible to represent Jamaica. The other one has Jamaican heritage, so we took them away from from Liverpool, so it's probably not a happy bunny in that regard. And we all saw what Bunny Shaw did to Arsenal. She contributed directly with Manchester City beating Arsenal 3-2. And I think, you know, when you look at a league like the WSL and especially Manchester City, and I'm not just talking about Manchester City because it's the club belonging to the captain, I would not mind seeing them win the league this season because they've come so narrowly close back-to-back season. And it is so unfortunate that for me, the reasons why they have not managed to clip Chelsea to the title is down to that deja vu incident pertaining to injuries. Literally, it's just like, I don't know who is pissing on your parade, but they're doing a pretty damn good job because they're doing it at the right time. Like, they get untimely injuries at the most decisive moments in the season, which, you know, is the final stretch of the season. And it happened to a number of players last season, Bunny Shaw being one of them. I'm hoping that they can avoid significant injuries when it matters. And because I think that they're the best fit to challenge Chelsea for the title. And, you know, I have always said when it comes to a player like Bunny Shaw, she needs to, for it's one thing being nominated for a Ballon d'Or, but we all know when you're black, especially when you're a black woman, you have to be twice as good, 3 times as good, 4 times as good as your white counterparts. I mean, look at who won the Ballon d'Or this year. I'm sorry, but she wasn't deserving of winning the Ballon d'Or. It should have been one of the English girls for what they did in the Champions League and for England retaining their crown. But there's politics with that. So that goes to show for Bunny Shaw, simply winning a League Cup with Manchester City. Big ups to Manchester City and the League Cup, but you need to be winning the WSL. You need to be putting yourself in the Champions League conversation. And I'm going to be very harsh on the Reggae Girlz, but we can no longer, as a nation, sit back and allow our golden generation where the Reggae Girlz is concerned and be happy with finishing with a bronze medal. A podium finish is applaudable, but at the end of the day, we have a golden generation that is, for the most part, is on their final World Cup cycle. And I just feel with the women's team, we need to align the same weight of expectations, even more so over to the women's team that we do with the men's team. So for me, with the World Cup qualification period that's coming up, it has to be a case of you're going into this championship, qualifying for the championship and looking to lift the championship, not to say let's get another bronze medal around her neck. No, truly look to go there and beat the USA and beat Canada and lift a bit of silverware, because that will pay dividends to your captain when we're saying, okay, she would have been, let's say, a 3-time at that point nominated Ballon d'Or nominee, but for her to be in the best possible position to win the Ballon d'Or, she has to do it for club and country. And we already know they don't respect CONCACAF anyway, so it's no secret. You have to do it. Simply just being nominated for a player like Khadija Bunny Shaw, you need more accolades to your name for club and country. So I hope that she will be able to do that with Jamaica this time round. But for me, the expectation is up. I am not settling for mediocrity when it comes to this women's team no longer, because I feel like it's far too complacent. We cannot be settling for another 3rd place finish in the CONCACAF Championship and think that that's acceptable. It's not. So there's a lot that's going on with the Reggae Girlz, and they have their own internal politics, funny enough, when it comes to midfield as well, playing players out of position. But there is a lot going on. I think I read recently over the last couple of days that they have a friendly coming up against Trinidad and Tobago, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm assuming that might be the last preparation match there before we go into the CONCACAF women's qualifiers.
Yeah.
And then to remind everyone, in terms of the qualifiers, we're situated there in Group B for the World Cup qualifiers. So we have the teams like Guyana, Nicaragua, Dominica, and Antigua and Barbuda. So, you know, we should be okay, but, you know, at the moment we're a shadow of our old selves. We need to really brush up on a couple of things where the national team's concerned.
But no, my interject, because you call me out, you know, which at least I'm a brother, that's why last time I rated so much, you know, brother, call me out, you know. But here's the thing. I did a show the other day about the Ballon d'Or, right? And I don't know, I think I did a video actually about the Ballon d'Or, and
it was a video.
At the end of the video, I said that I think Bunny Shaw is the Jamaican closest to winning a Ballon d'Or. But again, Chris, I'm going to ask you this because, again, that is what my brother there for as well, Mikado. Is it possible for Bunny them win the Champions League?
It is possible. It is, again, it relies heavily on injuries. Injuries have hampered them from not winning the WSL. And one can argue and say it's easier to win not trying to snob the Champions League, but it's a tournament competition. I should think it's easier to win a tournament competition, although there's only been one women's team that's won one English women's club that's won the Champions League. But that doesn't mean that Manchester City can't do it. But again, for Bunny to be in these conversations, you have to be winning the league. You have to be winning the Champions League. You have to win something for your country because you're a dark-skinned black woman. You can't just think that it's okay to win a little FA Cup or a League Cup and think you're going to be winning that Ballon d'Or. It's not happening.
She have to sweep everything, basically.
Do a clean sweep like she's at the Olympics representing Jamaica.
And I feel like with the team not qualified for the Champions League, it kind of give her a setback of trying to achieve what she want to achieve individual accolades as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I always say, I don't know about the both of you, but if, let's say, God forbid, they don't win anything this season, do you think she should consider looking elsewhere?
Yes, I think probably Spain calling at this moment if she doesn't win anything for City.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think going to Spain. Yeah, maybe she can be that player to lift Real Madrid women team.
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, maybe she can be that player. Yeah, go choking.
Yeah, I meant it as well. As you know, I'm not the expert as well. You know, I'm not an expert on the women's game. I try acquaint myself with it. I'm not an expert, as Nikada already said, and I can always say that. But again, you being here, Crystal, definitely love the Fox, and Nikada actually made sure that you talked about that. But before I run it up, I'm going to the floor anyways, but I'm going to ask what I run up with. But I'm glad to say Nikada focus on them as well, because oftentimes we do like how the DJ, which we left them out in the wilderness, and we can't do that. And how you not call we up on that though, Christian? How you not call we up on that?
Bro, it's your sure. I can't come in listen. The father is doing to you what Ryan does to me, and I love it. Because at the end of the day, that's a real friend. He's adding value and objectivity to your shirt. So when a friend does that, they're not trying to expose you. They really want the best for you. So that's a very good friend there that you've got.
Yeah, the CR7 I miss you. We're not stop. But everyone is, I love the panelists tonight. Gents, I get 1 minute extra time each for round up anything you want to say. You see me, it was a great show. It's a beautiful and say love the panelists. And I think this is sentiment of a whole lot of people. I can't read out all the comments, but most people today, I'm pretty sure if we had a call in today, people are going to say, yo, them love the panelists. I think it was balanced. I think it was a good mixture of opinions. I think some nice trooper, some nice shots taken, some hard tackles, boss, all kind of thing. But obviously, Crystal, as the new guest, I know say you get the say first, and then Nikada, and then we run up the show.
I just want to say thank you for the invite. Again, I know we spoke about this a while back, and it's long overdue, but I'm really glad that we managed to get it through. Despite the little difficulties that I had on my end, I definitely wasn't going to let tonight's occasion pass me by. So I'm glad we went through and did the live stream, and it's a blessing and an honor to share the stream with yourself and Ricardo and your comment section as well. You've got a lovely comment section. It's difficult as a woman going on to certain shows because you don't really know what to expect. So I don't like to go on certain shows because I'm like, I don't know what your audience is like. So, yeah, your audience is warm. I like them. No, seriously, because it's a little bit scary, but you've got a warm audience, so big ups to them because they really set the tone. It's not even you; it's them that really help to set the tone.
Yeah, man. I'm a general now, alone general in the comment section, and them know me delete them, but me not delete no. Them know say that over here, but.
Yeah, I think the personality at the comment section, based on the host as well. You understand? Very humble. Yeah, he's very humble. But since the people are ball in comment section that when me I leave it with people, if we get 200 likes, we need it. We need the 200 likes. Yeah, we are asked for the 200 likes. You know, that's all me ask for. Because it seems like it's a story in the comment section. Every time I say, yo, people, get the video up to 200 likes. People, if we can get the video up to 200 likes, you know, I really appreciate it. And much respect, you know, for Talawa TV to being over here. You know, it was our first time, King.
Yeah, first.
So it was our first time, and then it's not on the Eastern time zone. It's in its European time. So massive respect. Massive respect for that as well. You understand? So that's where I leave it.
But people, Talawa TV, when you go over there, people, I don't know what's happening with Talawa channel. I've been a link up on it, and we have to go over there and make YouTube fix what man. Because I don't know what going to Talawa channel. I tell her to look into it. She said she's been a dialogue. But when again, Talawa?
You know what? I wanted to do a stream on Monday.
Tomorrow.
Something similar to this, just looking at the squad, the key talking points, something short, maybe just a 1 hour wrap up. And yeah, it would be nice to do some stream. If it's not tomorrow, with yourself and Nicardo, well, it's the open invite, put it in the pipeline to say
just send me the link and I'll make sure Nicardo is there. No rest, you can't hide.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, blessings.
Yeah, but big up people, TV, she said, if not tomorrow, whenever we'll be there and we're going to fit up on gears. Nicardo, when you are going to do a stream, because they just done with stream and be a video, thing.
No. You know what I say, people, it's been tough, like scheduling King, it's been tough, you know, at any given time at this moment, you know, a newborn, depending on the way it can drop at any given time. So I will leave a little preparation.
That, bro.
Yeah, understand. And then don't have to deal with two local kids already. You get me? I say, so it's soon to be 3. So people, so get it out there. We have 2 youth, and then 1 is on the way, can drop any given time. So, and then we just, you know, relocate to a different apartment. So I will look at different things as well. And then, you know, Daniel going through his own local personal family issues. So I mean, what I'm doing, sometimes I don't even know I'm doing it. Sometimes at 2, 3 o'clock, I get up at the video.
Legend.
You know, I do edit and all of that. So, yeah, so I mean, bro, it's King. I'm not going to lie, bro. When me hear like guys like JT say, yo, bro, him have him daughter, him have do this, being a father, the youth, bro, have 2 youth just like me, soon to be 3, you know, dropping them off to school, pick them up, do that, cook, still have to be a father, still have to be a husband, still have to be a YouTuber, still have to be a journalist, a researcher. Bro, sometimes my schedule busy. So the live stream, my rather come on you guys show at night time. It more easier for me. You get what I say? For me, if I set up a live stream, it take whole heap. Cause I want to make sure some get a whole heap of details in. You understand? Yeah. So it much difficult for me to do a live stream rather than just jump on here and come chat with you for like an hour and a half or 2, and then guess what? We're going back to be a father again, get the kids and prepare for go to school in the morning. Understand? So yeah, and blessings to my mother. She watch, you know, she's a massive supporter.
Big up mommy. Members of me, mommy, you know. Mommy a general man. Big up mommy anyway today.
Yeah, bro. So it's difficult, man. Just so I can do some video for now, but until you know the local one really drop, and then we can say, yeah, give God thanks again. You know, for another youth on earth, people. Yeah, I eat that.
Yeah, man. Big up in the people like that. And hear my panelists, them great panelists. I enjoy the show so much, people. I don't know what 3 hours go, but people, big up to everybody who is there, Tafari there, and. Just looking at the comment section, Crystal, no say no lie me I tell, no say me nah cap, no say me nah gaslight. If you're looking at the comment section, it speaks for itself, Crystal. So don't think that we're nothing say I just show you there. I mean, me not do that. Fox is in me Crystal know our stuff. Dan Jafar Laman, panelists is magnificent, man. YouTubers need more collab. Fox, been saying that.
Yeah. People, look, there's big projects there's like some nice little projects going to drop like with other YouTubers and stuff, because we're not really unite, but for the little small space with me and King and you know the anonymous ones them in, we don't really want to you know give too much out of it. But there's some projects that gonna drop where you're gonna see some collabs as well. You understand? So it's been working on for the last couple of months.
Yeah, them say for drop tell our TV. You know, so that you don't need to do or me need to do it. Make sure some have thing in a day. I'm gonna get tell our.
But
Do you know what? You're right. You know, sorry to interject. You're absolutely right. But this is why I said what King said several weeks back. I just every now and then I'm like walking around my house and I keep remembering what he said. Like part of this is really about having a tribe. You're not going to the top without your tribe. Your tribe is the one that motivates you. Your tribe is the one that gives you that bit of energy when you're feeling a little bit low where morale is concerned. Like Nakada is right. Like each and every one of us on here, we're all parents. We all have a life to live, you know, husband, wives, etc. So it's difficult to be a YouTuber, hence why you need your tribe. But I piggyback on what the lads were saying. Collaboration is definitely a must, because if you look within the UK landscape, they collaborate heavily
every day.
And it's a case of it's only because this is the first time that we're doing a live stream together. But how they do it in the UK, so King would close up and you would piggyback over to Nakada. Nakada will close up and you would piggyback over to my channel. And that's how they do it. They literally build with each other. And that's what I want for our YouTube space. Like at the end of the day, like Ryan said, the space is big enough for everyone to be successful. Just because I've given up 3 hours to ball pre, that doesn't mean my channel is going to lose its subscribers. That doesn't mean when I do a live stream, people are not going to come over. Like, we don't need to be selfish. We can clap for each other. We can show each other support. And that is how you're really going to grow. And yes, so I'm all in. Just like King said, once the energy is right, I'm all in. I'm all in for the people with the good energy. I'm there.
King are the best. Let's show this, you know. You get ball, you get family, you get parenting, you get counseling, you get more politics, you get more everything. Yo, are the best live show this in the late night.
Yeah, me enjoy myself so much. Crystal energy is so iconic. Nika, everything I want to say, bro. To my soul, but people I've rolled up the smoker. We can't have Crystal and we can't know we are. We are torture. What time is it, Crystal? What time is it? Many people don't know what time it is.
It is 2:36 a.m.
People,
hey, somebody say they're watching Jamaica Family Vibe. Say you're watching from Asia. What country? And what's the time lapse? Is it like a 14-15 hour time lapse? Is it Monday morning now in Asia?
Asia.
Or it is Monday evening. What time it is? But King, tell you, man, I mean, bro, you have done a tremendous work over the last 3 months. And that's like the growth over the last 2 months, between 2 and 3, bro. The consistency, and you know, it all goes down to, you know, close friends like me, Fire, you know, the Fasca, then the Dan, the Ryan, everybody. Because, you know, people, sometimes, you know, King lazy, you know, you have to get a plyboard and beat it in and back, you know, to get the consistency in, you know. You have to do that. So I know it's kind of a little bit easier for him now to do videos. You understand? So we need good people in our quarters to be successful in life in anything that you're going to do. You understand? So, King, close up the show like that.
Yes, it is. Crystal, appreciate you so much. Appreciate you for falling for the first time. And bro, Nikada, yeah, my brother. Appreciate you for everything you do, bro. All the beating you beat me, all the cussing, all the people will not even know how to fight. Nikada help keep me consistent in these streets. You see me? But people, there you have it. There's the big bad show. You don't know that was 10 major takeaway, plus tax, plus addition. People, it was a great panelist tonight. You see me? People, love for the love. Thank you for watching. Big up everybody who've been there with me. Thanks for watching, people. Thanks for the love. Big up panelists again. Big up yourself, people. We're going to close out like this. You don't know. We have to close out with a big, bad outro. People, until next time, big up yourself.
When Bar Free TV, big them up. Yes, everyone, in case you found me, big up Bar Free TV. Like, share, subscribe. Woo! You don't know Ball Free TV, we are big up, you don't know. Boom!
I go on Ball Free TV, you don't know how to big. Big up yourself every time.
Like, share, and subscribe to Ball Free TV.
And we tell them, say, a Ball Free TV, and we tell them thirst is nothing. Zoom in for the diamond then.
Oh,
image
shit.
is everything. Obey your image, and we make them know. I've seen enough TV before, but I've never seen a TV like this. I've seen enough station before. Ball Free TV, the one you top the list. Room! Shit.